Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're here and we're live and we're getting ready to cook up some action. We're here for a Wednesday member section, would you believe it? We're a wee bit delayed this week, but thanks to everyone for their patience and coming into the party live and loud. Love to see all of you here in the live chat nice and early. And it's very much in the festive season. Thanks everyone for joining us. Fist bumps on arrival. Be sure to jump into the live chat, let it be known that you're here, and we'll get stuck into all the requests for gallery strategy reviews as we get stuck into the show today. Now, I am just juggling around now because the YouTube, we normally get the live chat and a little pop out to pop into the page here, but the little YouTube pop-out chat isn't really working for us tonight, so sadly we won't have that up and running. So if I seem a little bit kind of preoccupied in the opening little period here, I'm just trying to click around and see if we can get something else up and running. But thanks to everyone that's joined us. We're live on Twitch and on YouTube, so fist bump to everyone that's joining us across both platforms here. Smashing the content, mate. We'll definitely be requesting lineups. Yeah, we're doing lineups tomorrow. So we do the gallery reviews every week. We do the lineup building every week. We try and do the gallery reviews early week. Wednesday's kind of the last point to do that when it's early week, of course. And then the back end of the week, we like to get stuck into lineup reviews, lineup building ahead of the big weekend game weeks. So let me know how you got on last weekend. I've had some nice messages from people who we built the lineups for, got promoted, won some stuff, and all that good stuff. Craig Hunt, who I see in the chat, I think he was one of those guys. Fist bump to you, good to see you. And Red or Dead, back as a channel member, mate. Love to see that in the live chat. Fist bump to you, mate. And Alex Coombs is here, Cameron, Jared Jackson, good to see you, my man. Tuggy Apocalypto, James Jameson, and Dom, good to see you, Dominic. Pardon me. Hey, Quinn. How do I'm going to hit refresh over here and see if the little pop-out chat thing works. No, something went wrong. I've got this little funny screen. So that's a little bit frustrating because I like having the chat at the bottom of the screen. And I've actually noticed Harry Trades has got the proper little box on screen with him these days. I wonder if I can find that little widget, because I tried using it before and yeah, it's down here, isn't it? Let me see. Subscription count. Oh yeah, so Harry's playing around with all these little toys. Where the hell is the chat highlight? That's not what I'm after, is it? I need to find out. Maybe I'll message Harry, see what he used. Chat box, is that maybe it? There we go. Is that it? Chat box, add. We'll deal with the themes and all that later. Yeah, oh, there we go. Looks like we've got it. Awesome. Right, okay. I think we've got it. Doesn't seem to be absolutely working. I think that's the problem I've had with this before, is that I think I've tried it and always show messages, chat delay, hide delay, clean, boxed, old school. Don't know what all these things are. Oh, I quite like the old school one. That looks quite vibey. Let's do that. I don't know if it's going to work. Because it doesn't seem to be popping up on my little screen here. But let's just hit the screen on and we'll see. Yeah, it's not hitting on. Oh no, it is. There we go. So we've got a little bit of it here coming in. I'm going to need to fix that banner, but because it now, you can tell it falls a little bit short. So let's just try and stretch that out a little bit. Sorry guys. Working on the fly here. And then once we get the window sorted, don't like seeing that little scroll bar right enough. Let's just, there we go, and then lift a wee bit. Sorry guys, working on the fly here, and we're getting some chat flying in here. Yeah, okay, that'll just about do it, I think. Awesome, I'll fix that later once we're off stream and all the rest of it. But yeah, thanks to everyone. Fist bumps on arrival, of course. And yeah, we've got a nice new little chat box thing sorted out there, so that's cool. And where to start? There's lots of requests coming in nice and quickly. So I'll build a little request sheet. We've got Alex Coombs up first and foremost. And yeah, it's very much the festive season, guys. I cannot believe Christmas is a week away. Let me know what your plans are. I'm actually going to be out of town Monday to Friday next week with the family, which should be all good fun. Red or Dead, is it Cantina? What is your name again? Cantina Kicker? I think that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same icon. There we go. And Cameron M, you're up next after that. So yeah, let me know what you've got planned. Anything exciting? Do you care or not? Depends on your age and if you get kids to deal with it. I wouldn't care if I didn't have the kids to keep appeased. James Johnson, smashing the content, requesting lineups. So we'll do lineups tomorrow, James. But somebody else, Mini-Me, Shane, had messaged about lineups. So maybe have a wee peek at lineups before we go into it. And Dom has got just a straight request here for. Do you know what? I could put that little chat box thing here, couldn't I? I need to set the settings again, but what was it called? Chat box. Chat box. There we go. Add source. Add source that we've got already. Awesome. Alright, it should be here. Not too sure if I need it there or there. We'll see how it goes. And what else have we got here? So Dominic's just asking a general question. Dom's not a member. We do need to have season tickets, which is £1 a week, £4 a month on the YouTube membership. You can click the join button just below. I normally put something pinned in the live chat on YouTube, but it's the live chat's kind of bugging out for me on my end. But I don't mind tackling that question because we actually had a little bit of an MLS video going out. So we'll touch on that in a second for you, Dom, just to get us up and running. And Craig is saying, I loved the MLS video. Where's that box went? Oh, there we go. But it doesn't look good, does it? I think I've maybe made a maybe made a bit of a faux pas with this. Old school. I think we go back to just something that's a bit cleaner, eh? Yeah, I like that one. That's nice. Let's do that. And it should, yeah, it should be fine. Okay. We had an MLS video going out yesterday. How to MLS is what we called it, and there was a lot of like top tips and a lot of just some bits and pieces of MLS that if you're new to the league and trying to get involved in it, it's just some things you should know. And fantastic thumbnail as well. Thanks very much. All the credit has to go to Charlie for that one, of course. But yeah, we touched on a lot on like top tips and just things to know and all that kind of stuff. So for anyone that is interested in MLS, definitely check that video out. We'll touch on Dom's question in here in a wee second, of course, as well. And yeah, good to see you, Fistbump. I can't pronounce that name. Sorry, I think it's definitely Eastern Bloc, isn't it? Like I want to say like Ukraine or Azerbaijan or something. But fist bump to you, mate. Thanks for joining us. James Johnson is going to Australia with the missus. Love it, mate. GG's to you. Hope it's good. Hoping for some podium dangerous lineups. Love it, mate. And I had a phenomenal set of rewards yesterday from Timbo. Love to see that, mate. And the chat box looks cool here, doesn't it? I wonder, but it seemed to go away after I changed the page. So, oh, there we go. Chat box is working, kinda. Maybe put it over here. It doesn't really matter where it goes, does it really, I suppose? Right, sorted. I'm a bit annoyed the pop-out chat hasn't worked because that's just kind of derailed a wee bit of early stream momentum for 10 minutes just babbling nonsense. Timbo, let me know what rewards you got, by the way. Quite interested to see in here what you've got going on there. And yeah, great rewards last night. We were live last night with Charlie Dunbar. He finished second in Premier League and pulled out a star. Make sure to check out the live show last night if you haven't caught it already. Flamingo, nice. And a Trubin. Wow, well done to you, Timbo. I'm from Bulgaria. Oh, I'm so sorry, mate. I must be saying Azerbaijan and Ukraine must have been a bit of a... I'm sorry, mate. Bulgaria. Awesome. It doesn't look like the kind of writing, but, what do I know? So fair enough. But awesome. We've got a few requests up and going. I'm quite happy to start with Dom's question. So Dom asked, hey, Quinny, what MLS club would you buy for next season purely on ROI? And I think if I was to have a tackle at this first, what's a nice page to look at MLS clubs? I wonder, I like flash scores for looking at the table and stuff like that. I wonder, but if we can just look at the table here. Yeah, it's no 2025 yet. Show more standings. Excellent. So I kind of looked at this page when we did the MLS video just to give some context on the quality of the league, the competitive threat of like each team, likely, and again, the great thing you've got right now, if you're interested in MLS, is you've got a complete data set on last season. Now, how much does last season impact this season? or this coming season, not too much. MLS is a bit it's probably one of the most unpredictable divisions you're going to find in world football at the best of time. But this does give you, if some people go and try and play different leagues in Sorare after 10 games, halfway through the season, after 2 games, last 5 games, whatever. And when you're doing that, you're always kind of in perpetual motion. Because like early doors in the season, maybe somebody else is playing because a key player's injured, or maybe a new transfer hasn't bedded in yet, or there's lots of stuff. But you can see from this set of league tables, this is the Eastern Conference, and they also have the Western Conference. So you can kind of see both of these conferences have got quite distinct features that repeat. If you look at the season results for the last 3 or 4 years, you'll see some repeating patterns of what teams score more goals, what region has teams that smash a bit more, and all the rest of it. But in terms of Dom's question here, from a purely ROI perspective, I think that one of the best clubs to get involved in MLS from like a whole squad perspective is, for the last couple of seasons, certainly been the Seattle Sounders. I also think Columbus Crew, I know they've been kind of smashing recently since they've got Cucho and Diego Rossi and whatever, but Columbus have been really good over the last couple of years. The thing I really like about Columbus especially is their manager, Wilfred Nancy. He's been very, very good when he was manager at Montreal. He had them really pushing it and hitting above their weight. A really bad team for the most part. And since he's went to Columbus, he's kind of turned them into a bit of a force. But they do have some expensive players. But you can actually need players like this in your makeup to be able to have winning lineups, as it were. So they've got those kind of nailed in guys that are really solid. I know Camacho here has done crap, obviously, but Rudy Camacho, Nagbe, and there's 1 or 2 other guys that are just like really good. Like, Russell Rowe. There's a few guys here that are just like good MLS level players, and then there's those other ones that can just randomly come in and smash. They've got DPs, of course, and that kind of thing. So I like Columbus in a lot of ways. I think they're not too sexy a team. I think when it comes to looking at an MLS club for ROI, Inter Miami, maybe nobody else really in the East. Inter Miami, both the LA clubs, maybe that's about it. They're probably the hardest ones to get good ROI out of for a few reasons. Number one, they're the better teams in each conference. They've got superstars in all 3 of those teams, and they have expensive players, and they're very popular, so other people use them as well. So when they smash, it's harder to be the one that benefits the most from them, if that makes sense. So you always see good ROI potential out of like Andy Black with St. Louis. I don't know how well he did this season, but if you're able to get into I don't know if obscure is the word. We've seen guys stacking at Cincinnati, Charlotte, Atlanta United used to be a fun stack to build when they had some better players. New England used to be a good stack when they had some better players. But these types of teams are the better ones to lean into because they're not as heavily stacked into. Philadelphia is actually maybe one of them, by the way, because Philly, they've just lost Jim Curtin, who's been their manager for as far as I can remember, really, and he really took them along with Pat Noonan, the Cincinnati manager. They were like the sporting director and the manager. They really have transformed Philly over the last, let's just say, 10 years or so with the youth prospects and everything that they've been bringing through. They are losing Kai Wagner. They're going to lose eventually the other Sullivan, but I think he'll play next year. So there's maybe a little bit of stuff going on here. International goalkeeper in Blake as well. So I think Philly could be a really good shout, but it's more those clubs that you're looking for. That Nashville have been very good as well with Hani Mukhtar and Walker Zimmerman and Joe Willis. That's a really strong spine in there. So you're kind of after not an unfashionable club, but you're after a non-fashionable club, if that makes sense. So not someone that's like mince and not getting a look in, but if you're looking for ROI, best bang for buck, then you're after not one of the power stacks. Charlie Dunbar, careful with the Crew. Nancy getting links to St Etienne. Nancy looks a really good manager. I could see him making a move, so that's fair enough. And there's lots of great comments coming in. I'll try and keep up with them. Don't really guess from Bulgaria based on the name, so it's fine. Thanks very much, mate. Nice late birthday gift for Timbo on the reward. And Rob C, could you have a look at my yada yadas? No problem, Rob. Let's go and put you up, and then I'll read into the Rob, you're not coming up, mate. Rob. Rob, how did I find you again? I could have swore it was just that same name that's on YouTube. And then after Rob, yeah, we've just got some MLS chat, which is great to see. Cameron M thinks Cincinnati will be great this year. Christy Bergen, fist bump, good to see you. And Craig Hunt, I knew nothing about MLS and I'm new to Sorare this year, so found your video proper helpful for who to go after. Love that. And I think one of the more interesting dynamics on MLS, that if you are new to it, is that you do not play every team. You don't play every team twice either. You know, you're going to find your main fixtures are home and away against the conference that you're in, and then every other kind of cross conference match is on like a rotation, and you'll only play like if you were to get a Cincinnati stack, you'll play like half of these teams, and it was 15 this year, so I don't know how they'll work it in terms of 7 games or 8 games or whatever, but you're only going to play half of them, and sometimes you'll be away, sometimes you'll be home with those cross-conference games. So the fixture list is actually out on Thursday. I seen it on, and I was a wee bit gutted that I did the video before that announcement, because I'd like to have included that in the video, but the fixtures for MLS are out on Thursday, so you'll get a better idea of who's got. And again, like we've seen this with the Canadian teams, and I mentioned this in the video a bit, but Canadian teams, like, you know, travel's just, there's never good travel, even within their conference, you know. So when the fixture list comes out, you'll see there's always a team that gets screwed with, like, oh, they've got like 7 or 5 or whatever away cross-conference matches, and it's like the longest journeys imaginable, and they're going to different altitudes, different time zones, different climates, and all the rest of it. Yeah, it should be the same, mate. Not sure what's going on there. I'm just going to copy and... No, I can't. Yeah, I can copy and paste from here. No, it's not letting me actually hit the copy button, must be said. But yeah, I thought it was just Rob C. Let's just put it in. That's so weird, isn't it? So yeah, in terms of best ROI, I think Cincy's a good shout. If you guys, again, I'm not that tapped into all the squad movements and everything that's kind of on at the moment. And I must say, by the way, it's one of my favourite comments on the MLS video, is you should be following Deke. Now Deke, if you are new to Sorare, you won't know him, but Deke is the guy that does all the score predictions for MLS, not the score predictions, I beg your pardon, the lineup projections for Predictorfy and for lots of other websites. Deke knows his onions, there's no two ways about it, and he's been popping up these little posts over the last couple of days, updating a lot of the player movements and things like that. So if you're not following him already, you're behind everyone else, because everyone else follows him if you're interested in MLS, and this will keep you up to speed with yeah, there's that Nonce and Etienne thing. I've just seen that here, and Anderlecht are showing an interest in bringing in Token. I'd love Celtic to get Token, and yeah, you'll just see, oh, Botafogo interested in Cucho, but is likely to be expensive. Yeah, so yeah, definitely keep up with him, because like I mentioned in that video, it's really hard to buy a full stack or buy a full collection for an MLS club right now, because there will be lots of transfers, and it's not even just outside of MLS, because of the trading model, the franchise model, your player could end up anywhere, you know, so don't take anything for granted. Alex Coombs, evening Quinny, can you have a look? Alex, I've got you on first, mate. You must have left that comment and then come back. But Alex, we're gonna get to the requests, and we'll rattle through with yourself. And there's the man himself, Harry Trades. Good to see you, my man. Fist bumps on arrival. And yeah, so Dom, I think this is good enough. If it was me, I'm just a big Seattle homer. Like, I just think Seattle is a really good value squad. They've got a lot of... Seattle always make the playoffs. They're like... I used to say when we first started on Sorare, and we used to talk about MLS, Seattle Sounders are the Man United. Maybe it's LA Galaxy, it depends on how you think of it, I suppose, but Sounders are always in amongst it. Don't know how far they got this year. They didn't make the final, obviously, but they're almost certainly in amongst it to some extent. And so many of these players like score as well as anyone else does in the division for the most part. They do have a bigger squad in the sense of, like, you don't always know who's going to start, maybe defence and midfield. There's maybe some rotation and stuff that goes on. But because they don't have many stellar names, a lot of these players by comparison can be quite cheap. Now, the goalkeeper thing's a bit of an issue. Yaimar's another year older. Raul Rui Diaz is now out the building. He's now left. So a lot of rumours about who they'll get to replace him. And the thing to remember about this above all else is any team can beat any team. So even if you've got good fixtures, there's no guarantee on it. So I think ROI, and again, Seattle have got a great academy. They just seem to be pulling out great players all the time. And when they've got nice young players coming through, that, you know, if they get a card before they play, you can get them really cheap. Obed Vargas we kind of waited for his card for a while. Same with Josh Atencio, Leo Chu. I know he's not maybe quite the same mould as these other guys, but you know, I seen Rothrock here. It's another one that's quietly kind of came through the fold. And yeah, maybe one or two other ones I'm missing here, but I like the Sounders. They're just reliably powerful. If you can catch whoever they bring in the summer and supplement that on top of the existing collection, it won't be too hard to do, versus maybe some of these are teams that have a bit more upheaval, you know. I'm definitely going to trade that Trubin for an in-season Mr. Consistent from PSV, going for a Buscagli. That's an interesting one, Timbo. I think Trubin's just undeniable. Like I said it recently, mark my words. If not this January, if not this summer, next January, within the next 3 transfer windows, he'll be a Chelsea player. Mark my words. And like, as far as a goalkeeper goes, like, really depends on the region. I suppose, like, yeah, it's probably the same region with Buscagli, isn't it? If that's what you're playing, but yeah, I love big Trubin goalkeepers. But if you've got enough of them, I get it. And yeah, that's all good. Let's have a look. Alex was up first. Can you have a look at my rare setup? What I'm missing, play challenger. What I'm missing, play challenger and under 23, trying to compete without breaking the bank. Love this, Alex. So if we have a look at the filters, let's hit rare, and we're looking at challenger and U23. So we'll start with challenger first of all, since this is our kind of native region. We've got 3 goalkeepers, all that play. In defence, we've got a Kayembe. Let's sort this from best to worst. Kayembe sees, yeah, I've got a little bit of deja vu from maybe lineup building and whatever, looking at the rare setup you've got here. I think this, now the thing with the defence, right, is you're always going to be like a little bit behind the curve in terms of like everyone that's got Buscagli. So your defender is competing against Buscagli every game week, right? Trubin screams Madrid to me. Don't know why. D1872. And Dominic has picked up his membership. Thank you very much. If you want to get your gallery reviewed, if you want to get your lineups built, we do gallery reviews once a week. We do lineup building once a week. It's £1 a week, £4 a month on YouTube memberships. You don't need to give me your bank details. You can cancel at any time. As soon as you become a member as well, by the way, Dominic, what to do is go on to click on my face on YouTube and the wee bubble. And it looks a bit different for me, obviously, because it's mine. But click on to me, go on to my channel, and then if you click on the members tab, there'll be a post here. It's the top post on it, and that'll get you into the Telegram group. Telegram is just like WhatsApp, and Discord had a baby, and it's way better than both of them. And I've actually not been that active. Well, actually, I was going to say I've not been that active on Telegram for a couple of days, but we were up the other night talking about the Carragher ranked all the Premier League strikers, and we had a bit of a discussion about Wayne Rooney, where he is in the pecking order, and a few other bits and pieces. So highly recommend you get into the Telegram group. And I say I've just been mad busy, so I'll be in there more often, keeping on top of everything and organising things with you guys. But Dom, thanks very much for becoming a member, mate, and make sure to get yourself into the Telegram group, because there is a lot of you who pick up your season tickets. And Telegram, like, it's an app. You download it. I don't need your phone number or anything like that. It's free, doesn't cost anything. But that's like an exclusive little chat. It's only us and the members that are in there with that invite link. So with the defenders, we're always going to be behind the Buscagli 8 ball, if you like. In midfield, like, is Iqbal playing ball? This is a guy that, see, when he first got his card, was it the first season Eredivisie came on? I can't remember, but this is one of those kids. Also, you've got Malik, so you'll probably know this, but this is one of these kids that was in the Man United academy, like Hannibal and Chong, and Man United that went through a wee period there of, they've got another guy coming out of the academy that could be amazing, and they look great in highlight reels. And this Zidane Iqbal was one of them. He's now in obviously Holland, and yeah, man, maybe he's starting to come good. I like that a lot. I really like that a lot. He plays for Iraq. Not a surprise, right? But international utility for Iraq is surprising, just because of the region, not always covered, maybe. Please tell me you had Henry first. Oh, Henry. Yeah. Well, we didn't actually go into like ranking it, Cameron. If you remember, Cameron, you're not in the chat, by the way. You're missing out. I thought you were in there. But we didn't go into like re-ranking it ourselves. It was more like a Rooney versus Drogba decision conversation, because that was the point that got brought into the chat. But I think Henry, like, again, we had a really interesting chat about it. I'm kind of derailing Alex's gallery review, so I'll kind of come back to it in a second. But I think, like, if you're looking at their Premier League career, it's so hard to not pick Henry because of how amazing he was, what he did, what he achieved, and all the rest of it, right? But I do kind of stand by I think Suarez might be, like, if you're just to isolate one guy in a season, like, I don't think anyone had a year like he did. He almost, I know Coutinho and Sterling and all that were involved, right? But Suarez almost single-handedly won the league for Brendan Rodgers that year. So I've got a real soft spot for Suarez. I think Premier League wise, he could have maybe done with winning the Premier League to maybe give himself that kind of legend status, but I think what Suarez did in the Premier League, like in that one season, maybe season and a half, 2 years, like not many people that did that. Henry, double-digit assists and goals, of course, invincible, and then went on and did way more, of course, Barcelona and France and everything else. So Henry, I think, like, if you had to pick any Premier League striker in history for your team, you're probably taking Henry first. But in terms of proper, like, that guy in that moment, I think Suarez is right up there. And then, yeah, D1872, that was a lot of the chat we had about Drogba as well. Proper, like, striker that will win you a game. Benny, good to see you as well. Just finished work, so getting comfy, love it. I remember him at United. He didn't move to Utrecht that long ago. I think he did get a loan, but didn't he? I think, can we see all time? Lebanon, Iran, Young Boys hosting. Let's go and see what that game was. Man United. Okay. I think, yeah, he's had cards for a while. Zidane Iqbal. A year? I thought it was I thought it was like season 1 of Eredivisie, but obviously not, so that's fine. So in midfield, like Borja Sainz, and maybe somebody like Arak-Saki, maybe like an Iqbal. Jashari's not a bad player either, by the way. Did pretty well against Celtic. I was quite impressed with him when I seen him. He's fine, you know, he's like Vanaken light, isn't he? So in midfield, like, you've got a low head count here, and you're playing under 23 as well, so you've got that dual play with the entire midfield. These guys are going to be way more effective in under 23 than in Challenger for me personally. Now I'm going to change this chat box, because any of you guys that are looking at it on screen, you will be missing it, so I'll put it above my head. And we will pop it there. Awesome, so you'll be able to see a wee bit more of the chat as it comes in. So yeah, I like the midfield a lot. It doesn't strike me as being Challenger capable, Challenger powerful. Dokester, love that. Broom, bit of a hero this year, isn't he? Everyone loves a Jacob Broom this year. And Andreas Skov Olsen. So what I've got here, mate, right? The 3 goalkeepers is a fantastic base, right? Because, like, the world's your oyster. 2 win seasons, 1 classic. You can rotate at the moment for fixtures because you've not got the pressure of, like, do you have 3 lineups here? Maybe just about, I suppose. But then there's no under 23 action. So you've got a great foundation here. And I think, like, let's go and look at under 23 by comparison. Is there any different faces that weren't in that? So we've got the same 2 keepers. We've got more defenders. So we've got the Bomb. Love that. Hope you brought that in recently. He's been a bit of a favourite on this channel over the last week or 2. I'm still to get mine. And Affengruber, of course, Harry Trades' best pal. In midfield, we've got Lennon Miller in here. We've got an Eric Martel. They kind of buff it up the ranks a little bit. Sego, another one of Harry's pals. Buick, he's back in Croatia. And Bejlo, is he Bundesliga? Oh, I forget where he is at the moment. No game coming up. But yeah, he's back in Europe. So, where to start with this? Now, I think under 23, like, this is competitive. Like, you know, you've got Affengruber, Bomb, C's, Perez is doing good, and then some of these other guys are fine. So, like, for 2 lineups in under 23, like, I think that's your main competitive strength here. And then what we're looking at is the dregs for Team 3 with Mignolet in goals. Whoever you've not used in defence, maybe you just use the Kayembe since he's not U23. You'll have who's left over in midfield, and then, yeah, probably Broom. Or, yeah, whoever's left off. Maybe. You've ruined us. What's that mean, Craig? Dom, you've just joined the Telegram. Let me just check. I normally get a wee request to say let you in. Sometimes people just join, but I forget. So Dom, once you join the Telegram, right? Once you join the Telegram, let me put this on big screen. You come into like the notice board part of it. Oh, the box is working. You come into the notice board part of it, right? What you need to do is go all the way to the top. Jesus, man, there we go. All the way to the top, and then the third message, yeah, this one here, there's a link. Click that, and then you get into where we're all chatting and stuff like that. Norwich fan here. We've proper dipped lately, and Borja has a result. He is behind everything we do. That dip has been since I picked him up. Oh, I get the chat now. Sorry, I'm with you. 104 Premier League goals for Drogba. Rooney clear. No, listen, Cameron. Listen. I'm really sorry, Alex, right? I'm really sorry about this, right? But Wayne Rooney is definitely, Rooney for me is one of the best footballers that the Premier League has seen, right? One of the best footballers England has produced. Do not get it twisted on that, right? Big admirer of him as a player, achieved some great things and all the rest of it, right? But career statistics, right? Wayne Rooney played for Man United between 2004 and 2005 up until 16-17. How many seasons is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 seasons, right? 183 league goals. And I know what you're going to say because we had this chat already. 183 divided by 13. 14 goals a season, right? If you're averaging 14 goals a season, you shouldn't be Man United's all-time top goal scorer. You shouldn't be England's all-time goal scorer. Muted the stream, not having it. But mate, honestly, this season here, he's done good. This season here, yeah, he's done good. I know he wasn't always a number 9. I know the goals were spread around. I know he was playing second fiddle at times. All the rest of it, right? But let's call a spade a spade. So many of these seasons, 12 goals, 11, 12, 12, 14, 12, 8, 5. I know he had injuries and stuff, but I don't, when you get into that upper echelon of the greats, when you're talking strikers, not football players. If you're just talking about best football players, different kettle of fish. When you're talking about strikers, forwards, Rooney's longevity gives him more than his numbers do. If that makes sense. And I said at the chat, if you gave Drogba 13 seasons in a Sir Alex Ferguson Man United, how many goals does he score? Found it. Love it, Dom. I'll see if you're in the chat, mate. And then, sorry, Alex, I'll keep on topic. Sorry. Dom's in. Love it, mate. Welcome. Fist bump. Cheers. Boom. Love it, mate. Good to see you in. So let's see. Any chance for a gallery review? JD91, not a problem at all, mate. It's all we do here on. Well, I was going to say on this time, but we're doing it Wednesday today. But the chat box has disappeared on this page again. Oh no, it's not. I've moved it. I'm a tip. Sorry, ignore me. But I need you to be a member. JD91. If you click on the join button just below the video, or go onto the members tab on the YouTube channel homepage. There's two options to do donations. Donations don't get perks. You need to get your season ticket. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. We do gallery reviews every week. We do lineup building every week. And as soon as you become a member, there's some member-only content that you can find. It's actually a bit old. Maybe I need to repost it so you can find it. But we do a lot of depth and strategy stuff and whatever. Which is member-only. If you've not been a member, you've never seen this stuff. It's back when I had the studio as well. So we were on the whiteboard and doing depth charts and doing lots of good fun stuff, But yeah, so back to Alex. Selling some players to get a Jude. Love that. JD91. Not a big admirer of him as a manager though. Yeah, Jerm, fair enough. No one mentioned Grant Holt, no. Just look at Ruud under Saf. Closest you will get to Drogba. Yeah, Ruud, Van Nistelrooy. Yeah, exactly. Imagine Van Nistelrooy played for 13 seasons. Let's look at Ruud. Now, Ruud, when he came to Man U, wasn't a pup. You know, he'd done very well at done very well at PSV beforehand, and I don't think he did that. You know, when he went to Real Madrid, they were really in their down period. You know, where they signed Van Nistelrooy, they signed Schneider, Van der Vaart, Royston Drenthe. You know, they had a really shit team, didn't they? Back then, and he didn't do that great. But yeah, he's played how many seasons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 95 goals. How many did Rooney have? Oh, Halogen, no, I did not see you in the chat, mate. I'll scroll back up to see where your chat came in so I can get you in the right place in the queue. But no, Halogen, fist pump, it's the first time I've actually seen you in the chat, mate. I might have missed it. It's definitely not beyond the realms of possibility. Halogen, there you're there, buddy. Evening, Quinny. Yeah, I think you were in after everyone anyway, Halogen. So I'll put you on. I'll put you on here, buddy, and then we'll find your review. And yeah, feel free to let me know what you think about Sorare Holland. Love to see it, mate. Ruud the legend. Rooney played way more games and scored in 43% of Prem games. Did he? I suppose, yeah, if you do it like that, it probably is about 50-50, isn't it? I suppose that, yeah, as a scoring average, like if you're not Messi or Ronaldo, that's not bad, to be honest with you. So, like, maybe I am being a bit overcritical, but it's just because of how over the top people used to be about Rooney. And I'd look at it and go, he scored fucking 12 goals last year in the league. I mean, like, calm down, everyone. Drogba scored in around 41. And Rooney wasn't a proper... I know Rooney played all across the front three and played deeper as his career went on. I lived it. I've been an avid Premier League fan from, like, you know, Millennium to... When did I really fall off the Prem? It's probably maybe a bit more recent years. Anyway, we're really digressing. I want to get into a wee bit of market action here because we've got, for Alex here, we've got a really strong, I think, like 2 lineups in under 23. Let's kind of stretch this across a lineup for a second. So if we look at under 23 rare, and we're just going to, let's say, we're just going to kind of draft this as such, right? So I'm not looking at the fixtures, right? I'm just kind of this guy, that guy, this guy kind of thing with it, okay? Just generally. So we've got like 2 proper teams. One's in D1, 2 are in D3, so you've got a nice opportunity to get some climbing on the go here. Yeah, I think Signs is definitely Dokester. And then 5th man. I like this kind of reliability for this. I don't know if we want to use Perez for that or just Shari. Let's take Jashari. Timbo, love it, mate. Timbo, if you're on, you have to cancel. I'm on right now, so I can get the one for as I have. Yeah, you can't upgrade your membership. You do need to cancel it and then redo it, Timbo. Had some amazing strikers in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, you're definitely right there, Sorare Holland. I know he gets a bad rap in the Prem, but Kesman should have been somebody, eh? Should have been somebody. So if we rinse out those 2 23 lineups, and then we get to Challenger, I'm just going to pick C's because he matches with him. Saki plays more. Skov Olsen's okay. And let's just put Kayembe. So this is how we're kind of sitting-ish in terms of rough depth and quality and whatever, right? So that's decent, right? But 65, I think that's actually pretty accurate because, like, imagine a D4 is probably quite fine, actually. But what we need is players that don't break the bank. You're in low divisions now, so I don't think I would be overly... What's the way to do this? Because we've got low divisions in here, so we can get some easy success with that team. Like, you can play this, get it promoted into D2, bring it back into D4, do it again, you know, just to farm some boxes, pick up some cards, hopefully. Because these guys are good, can score well. But I think that once this gets into D2, it is going to really struggle. So get this into D2, go back to D4, bring it up. back to D4, bring it up. I would try and do that in the interim of the squad build that you're going to be doing. And with the under 23s, I think we had one Division 1 and then the lower divisions for the other ones. Yeah. So again, we've got a bit of a similar process here. So the number one thing we want to be looking for is good value plays. And ideally, you've got that nice Venn diagram on the go of guys that can play under 23 and Challenger and score pretty well for the most part. And with rares, so under 23, we don't need to worry about in-season. So that's probably the best, especially if we're not looking to break the bank, in your own words. That's probably the number one place I would be looking for here, is under 23s. But we're after... So let's hit Challenger on this. Remove MLS. Remove Bruce Hill. Look at the EFL Championship. It's got this wee cross Wales English flag all of a sudden. That's funny. They must love Harry over at Sorare HQ to do that for him. And then it would be really nice if in the age category we could just tick a button for under 23 eligible, because when you go into here and select under 23, you then can't select the leagues, and you would like to get that Venn diagram on the go. And if we do change this to like 23, there will be some 24-year-olds we miss, and if we pick 24, there'll be some 24-year-olds we can't use. I felt that with under 23, I had back to back, then hit a wall at D1. Yeah, so if we're at D1 and we're hitting that wall, we do need improvements to get past that, right? But what we can do is just go back again. You know, so we've got 2 D3s here this weekend. I don't know, like you've actually got some really good fixtures actually for the most part. You could maybe play D1 and try your bag this game week, to be honest with you. But in general, in principle, I would slide the D1, the guys back into D3, play 2 D3s, try and get double promoted, and then do that again, getting back up into D1, farm some boxes, farm some essence, try and pull up some cards on the way. And I think, like, you've got good forwards there. I think defence, so you've got enough, I don't know if you've got enough defenders, right, but you have defenders, you know, you have choices. So actually defenders is maybe something we don't need to worry about too much. Midfield is quite shallow, particularly in the region. So, and when we say not break the bank, especially at rare level, I'm wondering what it is where, what we consider not breaking the bank. Now, Nordisland, by the way, I don't actually know who's on the roster for this year, but I am going to tell you now that there is going to be slept-on cards in this collection, because it came out, nobody really went mental except for Laird for the Danish stuff in the first time it came around, but Nordisland are the team. Like, and I was going to say this to Laird, I'll just say it to you, Laird might be here, I'll say it to him later anyway, but if you were looking at, you know, like that Ren collection he's got is lovely. I'm going to move this chat over here because it's just annoying me. It's on top of my head. I wonder if I can do that. Just make it a wee bit. I want you to be able to read what he's writing, obviously, when it comes on screen, in case any of you guys are watching this. But Ren, fantastic academy, and like guys can, you know, migrate across world football. Nordisland, like if you're picking a team from, like, let's say the Challenger teams, like Nordisland would be right up there with Ajax and Sporting Lisbon and Benfica, because they just churn out players. So I'm not too up on them. I was wondering if there was a name that would jump out at me, like Ben Negren. And again, we've been talking about Ben Negren on the channel recently. 30 quid for an in-season. Now, Denmark is on a break, so this is a kind of a delayed gratification situation if you were to get in-season or classic. But Ben Negren, I think, is a good forward that would help you. I know we're kind of looking at mids, but I do like the makeup here. If you look at the average, you look at how many kids, and look at this whole team, by the way. 24, 18, 21, 22, 28, 18, 19, 18, 17, 26, 18, 18, 17, 31, 19, 1. No, sorry, this is Roscoe Asconi. By the way, he's got a nice rookie card from Lille. He's 20, 18, 21, 33, 22, 35, 33, 19, 28. There's like 3 players in this squad over 30. And then, except for them, there's like 3 players that are not teenagers, essentially, or not U23. This whole squad is super, super young. But we have a wee peek at it on Sorare data. We might get a better view on prices and stuff like that. I won't hang on this for too long because this is not something you can totally capitalise upon right now because they're in their mid-season break. But Nordersland have good players in amongst their ranks, no two ways about it. Sartdemir as well, he's got a Leverkusen rookie card. Looks the part. Dorgales, you just see that name, don't you? You just assume he's going to be a player. I don't know what they've done here, playing with like 9 men or whatever, but or a few times. Must be a guy that's not got a face. The old 3-3-4, the old 3-3-2. Are they missing 2 players off this? But ooh, is he good cards? Is he one of the 30-year-olds? Those are some good averages, aren't they? Oh yeah, look at that guy. What's his name? Sverskov. Remember I told you we were pulling this stream forward because my afternoon cleared up. I've got a bit of legwork to do after sugar and spice. Yeah, I've got a bit of legwork to do after this. So what was I waiting to check? Yeah, so Nordersland. Oh yeah, I wanted to check that guy. Yeah, this guy. He's not got many cards. I wonder if they'll kind of slow him down because they're in off season at the moment. But that's great, by the way. I told you, this is really slept on. A guy like that for 30 quid in season. So I would definitely, if I was you, Alex, and you're looking to do it, like, on the cheap, this is a club that ticks, there's tons of U23s. I know he's 31, foo-foo, but you will also play Challenger. It's a wee bit of a cross here. But, again, we'll move away from Nordersland for a second because that's not something that totally helps us right now because would you cry it? They're on break. So I need you to let me know, Alex, what we're thinking in terms of not breaking the bank. Are we looking for guys that are like 20 quid, 50 quid? What is it we're after? Nico Gonzalez, by the way, wow. Decisives are pushing his scores up, of course, but he is getting them quite consistently. And AA is what's really pushing those scores higher when the decisive comes. He's interesting for sure. And the good thing about him is he's not like a technician. He's like a deep line midfielder. So I dare say if I was to look at this... I clicked the wrong button. There's going to be lots of duels won. Maybe some tackles and stuff. 3 tackles won. Duels won. 14 lost 4. So when your AA comes from that and a dominant team that's playing minnows, like you can kind of rely upon that most weeks. Not every week, sometimes players have bad games, sometimes they get booked, sometimes they lose some duels. 30, 40 quid a card, excellent. Under 23 eligible as well, former La Masia, Barcelona player. So I like the look of him, for sure. Fabio Vieira for 20 quid. Jesus wept. He's just going to keep doing this. Under 23's Ant-Man. I'll check that out. Sorare Holland, that's a great shout, mate. I'll check that out. Joe Chima Fujita. Is he playing football? He is. He is playing football. I'll have a wee bit of Joe Chima. Marcelino Nunez. Has he been bombed out or is he just crap? Oh, he might be on a bit of an injury discount, by the way. Not U23 anymore, but no U23 stamp. Which is probably why he's extra cheap. He's not got that Venn diagram cross utility. Mini Coupe is starting to deliver. I think people have waited for that all season, haven't they? Yeah, been waiting. Look at this since game week 500. Like, come on, wee man, do something, boom. Let's see who else we can dig. I think midfield is definitely a bit of a spot to try and enhance. And I do want to look at defence because, like, you're not going to get a Buscaglia. You've got some other guys there that can be okay, but I wonder if there is a wee bit of a hidden cheat code here. And ideally, let's take out the Danes, since they're on a bit of a break. Fabio Vieira for 20 quid feels wild. Even getting Fabio Vieira and Nico Gonzalez together. El Azui. Let's check him out. Mini-Me, good to see you. El Azui at Pegs Wall, and we'll check out Go Ahead as well. Yeah, he is the part, isn't he? Under 23, in season instant buy at 6 quid. Mate, buy that. Buy that, mate, buy that. That's a good mid, isn't it? He's not been that hot for that long, but 6 quid for an in-season. Under 23 in-season doesn't matter. But, you know, with your Mignoli and those other guys. Up for the Peck Defender cards. Plays in midfield. Just need to watch for matchups. Going for like 20 mins, so let someone else go in front of me if I'm not here. Okay, no problem, Cameron. I thought you meant I was going for 20 minutes on this and I was to move on. I read that at first, I was like, oh no, if I was going too long. Cockchew has been given the keys at Benfica and hasn't hit the boom yet. Could be good. Ooh. Yeah, by the way. In-seasons are out the range of the budget we're after, but for under 23 play, I really don't mind that at all. I really don't mind that. 20 quid. That's like 3 or 4 good midfielders we've got here. And who is it? Sorare Holland? Antman. What would we call him? Paul Rudd. 22 quid. A forward as well. He's like a very... He plays with Jacob Broom as well, by the way. So there, I wonder... Now, you might not use this tab too often, but I really like it for this type of situation. Click on stacks. Scroll down and find who you're after. Antman. And then what we can see is correlation. And this looks really good. This looks really, really good. They both die and succeed kind of together. Antman on 60. Jacob Broom on 70. Antman on 60. Broom on this occasion didn't do too good. But as you can see up here, 69.8 for Broom. 80 for Antman. 72 for Antman. 77 for Broom. 35. That's just under 60 on AA. 71. That's like a solid pair. A really solid pair. Now, they do die together sometimes, of course, as you can see here. But they do hit together. That's a good stack. That's a good pair. Sorry, Quinny, that was all for that El Azawi. I was saying it's a defender playing in mid. No, I got that, mate. Sorry if I didn't make that clear when I was speaking about it. But no, I got what you were saying, mate. You said it very well. And Enric Lanasa, this guy. Let's add him into the stack. Ooh. By the way, that's a stack, isn't it? Now, these are all crap scores, obviously, but they do correlate well with each other. And 2 out of the 3 of them can hit. Or all 3 of them can hit. Or 3 of them here didn't do anything. I don't know, well, these 2 did, actually. Oh, Lasana came in with some big AA in that game. Look at those 3 there. Boom, boom, boom. 46, 72, 77. Just under 60, 72, 89. Yeah, that's brilliant, by the way. That's really good. So, Antman, we're looking at, is like a 20 card. You've got the Broom already. What was the other guy called? How do you spell it? Double L-A-N, Sana. Lansana. Classic under 8 quid in season 24. Also U23 as well. Mohamed Cham we've looked at a bunch of times. He's definitely a Sorare hero, isn't he, to some people. I've just never been mad sold on him. I don't know why. There's no real reason for it. Didn't realise he was Austrian. I thought he was French. He's obviously, like, he's got ripping potential. No two ways about it. But yeah, I think it's kind of like... See, I've just never been that mad high on him. But he is good. Like, he works. High good prospect as well. Under 23. Turkish calendar. Very, very useful as well. So yeah, some quality midfielder picks there, mate. Really good bunch there. And, like, all of them fit the budget, especially for Classic. They all play Challenger. And there's a good amount of, like, in-season options as well. Could hit that Venn diagram really nicely with. But what I'm going to do is go back to the market. And I want to have a wee peek at defence for you, Alex, as well. Because you do have good defenders, right? But, like I say, we're behind the 8 ball on the cockchews. So for this, I'm not going to hit the U23 age restrictor thing. I'm only going to look at these primary leagues here. I was going to say, why is this guy coming up? But he must have transferred. And position defender. Walter Maddy would be a great pickup in the next coming games. I'll check him out in a second, mate. Sounds like a great one. Okay, so we're after someone that can compete-ish. You know, it's not like... When I say compete with Buscaglia, right, you're not after a guy that's going to match him point for point or even outdo him, because there will be some weeks where he will be uncatchable. But, like you can see, what's his kind of average score here? High 60s, mid 70s on average. Now, he does have the big greens very regularly, but we need a guy that can get into the 70s, pushing 80 often enough. And we don't want to look for under 23 guys because they will be even more expensive. We're after someone that is 23 and maybe a bit slept on in the market. Maybe Inacio. I really like Luka Vuskovic, by the way. I've got a funny feeling that Tottenham will take him back in January, but if not, he'll play for Tottenham next year. There's just no way they don't need him in their squad right now. So that's a bit of a funny one to watch out for. Love a lovely rookie card. 16-year-olds as well. Love a card like that. 34, he's maybe a bit expensive for what he is, but I seen him, I thought I'd mention him. This Byram guy, by the way, he got into like Team of the Month or something like that. He is really picking up. He's worth a shout for sure. £14. I like Byram. And I see no Tavio up here. How much was a Tavio again? He's a wee bit punchy, isn't he? But Brazilian defenders that can do scores like that. This kid is good. Wee bit punchy, but he is a Buscaglia competitor, like, for me. Maybe need to pay a wee bit more in defence in this region because you're against Buscaglia, but it's Mason Holgate. Who the hell's he playing for? I like Mason Holgate. I think he got a wee bit ripped in the Prem. He's in the Championship. Playing for West Brom. Actually looks pretty good in the Champ, doesn't he? Good utility, good like fixtures, you know, with the way the matches go and stuff. But is he going to be... he can... What's he done here? Last man tackle. Clearance off the line. Last man tackle. I like Mason Holgate. But I don't think he's quite the guy we're after. Full on looked to be maybe one of those guys. Double DNP. I don't know if he's injured now or something. He had a wee bit of promise to be that guy. Harry Suter. Not too shabby, by the way. Not too shabby. I like that. 26. It's maybe a wee bit expensive for him, but great utility with the Championship. How many games they play? El Carouni, I hear everyone talking about him. He's a tenner. He's pretty cool, isn't he? He's like a good Buscaglia competitor for a tenner. And you need guys that are like nailed, because some of these guys like can just be a bit flaky. The good thing about Buscaglia is he is undoubtedly playing every week, you know. Trauner does look really cheap there, doesn't he? He's not always in the team these days, but Hanko's probably better for this. Let's look at the guy we got in the chat, Waltermad. Stuttgart player. Is he under 23? He is, right, so he can help us for U23. Wow, he plays up front. Is he a defender card? No, he's a forward. It could be okay. Not sure that's kind of what we're digging towards, mate, but good suggestion all the same. Koki the Dragon Machida. Look at that, man. 36 AA. Aaron led to goals, brutal, obviously, but I like Koki. The better scores here are for Japan, so don't let that totally fool you. And yeah, Koki's not quite good enough for what we're hunting for, I think. Tora Nariga, again, I'm a huge fan of. Wow, he is... Why is he not always playing? Tora Nariga is a great shout. £3, mate, for a classic. Red or Dead, I've got you, mate. I've got you. Don't worry, your request is in. I think you might be next. Oh no, you're after Cameron. Oh no, you are next. And then let's see, we'll make this the last page of defenders we look at. There's that Elizawi guy. And the good thing about a defender card that plays in midfield is just they're going to be involved in more actions and maybe less likely to have like 45 possession lost as a fullback. Oh, Beck is playing. Not bad. Anselmo bringing in that 69 at the weekend. Big man. Love a bit of that. Rico man, fist bump to you if you're in the house. Giancarlo Simic has a great reputation. Jalkin Calves, hasn't he? But I don't think his SO5 is that popping, is it? I stand corrected. Yeah, he is a good Buscaglia light. How much does he go for? Classic rare, in-season rare, not too far off the different, by the way. He's a great shout. He is a great shout. And then up front, who did we have? We had Skov Olsen, we had a Broom, we've also ID'd some other forwards. Yeah, I think like those types of... Like, I don't know what the overall budget is, but there's definitely like a fair few little players there, Alex, between defence and midfield, and there was a forward that came in from Go Ahead Eagles that, like, I don't know if you spent like 60, 70 quid across some of those suggestions. Oh, yeah, then that could be really good. And Sorare Holland, we spoke about this last week, I think, if not the week before. But, again, it's a wee bit of delayed gratification. But if you can afford him, to buy him and sit him, Serginho Dest is a great pickup. In season, it's maybe a bit expensive, but I think that's because people know, like, you're getting a bit of a discount here. But when he comes back in, Dest is like way too good to play in Holland. Way too good. And the funny thing about him is quite often he plays left back, but he's right footed, so he's like coming inside. It just means less possession lost. He's more that kind of inside passing player rather than on the outside and crossing and stuff. He does play right back and crossing and stuff as well, don't get me wrong, but it's a great shout as well. If you can sit on it, Dest is a great shout at 20 quid. Love that. So yeah, Alex, I think like on the budget, on the cheap, you've got a great build on the go here. And I think with some of the players with ID'd just there, you can upgrade your midfield very affordably. And you can give yourself maybe a bit more, like maybe not for under 23, I think that's fine. I'm thinking more for Challenger itself. You've got more options for defence, because double defence looks to be the build you've got going on. No problem, Alex. Hail to the chat as well, by the way. Chat on mad form today. Love it. And then, yeah, Red or Dead, Cantona Kickers. After months of failing, trying to wrong. I am looking to set up for Rare Challenger for the summer. Need advice there, and I'm playing Contender Rare Classic. How can I improve my gallery without breaking the bank? Looking to set up Rare Challenger for summer. I think the only thing you can really set up, we've kind of spoke about MLS already, Red or Dead, but actually, if this is what you're aiming at, I actually like Brazil a little bit more. Like you will need MLS cards, right? But I would wait for the classic prices to roll back a little bit further, because they will. The market will die for them. The demand will die for them. And like, for example, I'm eyeing up a Mat 3s for no real reason beyond having another one and trying to play. Like, I'll be covering it as it happens and stuff like that, but I'm going to try and do Challenger Classic into in season in this coming year. So another Mat 3s is going to help me. And I'm just using him as an example, but his price has been holding at like 45 quid until today. Somebody's listed one for 22, you know. So the longer I don't buy this, nobody else is buying it. You know, I'm hoping to get this for under 20 quid, and then that's where I'm going to pounce if it happens, as an example. So like, there still will be prices to fall. And don't get me wrong, if somebody that you like in that region is like £1, £3, some of these NYC guys are pretty shit, to be honest with you. But like Santi Rod is a great guy to get. Great guy to get for 30 quid. Very good. Now, the problem with this right now is MLS is going to have all sorts of movement. You don't know who's going to move. You don't know where they're going to move to. In the league, out the league, whatever. So I would be more like, see for your summer stuff, like guys like Santi Rod and, I don't know. I'm just going to use guys that I like, right? But if you look at gold, for example, what's a gold going for? 80 quid. You wait for a gold to fall to the 50 mark or something, and then kind of scoop them up. So I'd have a list of the guys that you want and you like, and really just keep watching them. You'll see the prices will come down, and one day you'll wake up and you'll go, wow, gold for 30 quid? Jeez, that. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button while you're here. It goes a long way to supporting the channel. Flamingo, Jon Atanik for Alex Coombs. Flamingo's just a bit expensive. We're after budget cards for that one, but great shout, Jon. Thanks for the contribution. Just seen that there now, sorry. Best left back in the league, Sorare Holland. Yeah, I'm with you there, buddy. Aral Simsier. Yeah, Simsier's good. I do have MLS rares, but not great quality. So you've got 3 of the oldest goalkeepers known to man. So, like, Guzan, I think, signed on, hasn't he? Clark is a free agent, and Fry is a Seattle legend. He's probably not going to play for a different MLS club. So they're all kind of fine enough. Your defence, like Justin Glad, Robin Janssen can be okay, but the rest of these defenders are pretty naff, aren't they? Midfield, Pedro Santos used to be good. Yamil Assad can be good. This needs midfielders. You need to play double mid with a team like this. And your forwards. So yeah, like I would definitely have a little list of like 3 guys up front, a couple of guys in midfield. Like I like Gold, I like Santi Rod. Puig, I don't know if he's going to have much of an injury discount, and like who knows when he actually comes back, you know. But he's top of the food chain. Injury discount isn't bad, by the way. Not bad at all. And the thing about him being injured is he is so unlikely to leave. Like, so unlikely to leave at the moment. And this is like Boscagli, isn't it? But in midfield, essentially. I don't think that's bad, but you do need to sit on it for a while. You could maybe get that down by another tenner if you sit tight a bit longer. But in defence, I like Mickey, of course. Big fan of him myself. And defenders in MLS are really hard. There's not any smashers, really. Walker Zimmerman used to be a bit of a smasher. Tolkien could be good. Wagner has been a smasher, but probably leaves. It's just £7 for a classic, you know what I mean? And he's not always going to help you win, Mickey, but he never fucks you over. You know, like he can get to 60 on 88, give or take. You know. So I like Mickey for that. But let's have a look at market, manager sales, all. And we're looking at rares, aren't we? Yeah. Rare. And MLS. Oh, no. This is what I want to look at. I want to look at Brazil. Because Brazil has some really good cards in it. Now, some of them will leave, could leave, and all the rest of it. But Alex Telles, I would buy him. He's just went back to Brazil from Saudi. Showed some really good signs already. Botafogo just won the Champions League, essentially, the Copa Libertadores. 11 quid for a guy like that. Easy pickup. Thiago Silva. I don't know if he's going to stay on for next year, so you maybe need to research that, right? But a guy like him for a tenner feels really good. And these defenders are going to outscore MLS defenders so often. Luis Gustavo for under 2 quid. Doesn't feel too bad, does it? But he is old as dirt. But for a quid, I don't think that's a bad pull, to be honest with you. João Victor's back in Brazil. He was a highly rated prospect at Corinthians when Benfica bought him. You could build a really good MLS team, by the way. Brasileiro team. There's some really good players here. The problem is not enough of them play in the same team, and that can be a bit tricky at times. The goalkeepers can be expensive as well. Marcusson only at £14. Is he nailed? It does look nailed. He missed the last game, but maybe he played a youngster or something. But Marcusson, Rafael's the goalkeeper I would have wanted. He's moved to Sao Paulo. So although he's a Mineiro card, he's a limited scarcity. So he's only got so many cards. And Sao Paulo are one of the better teams in the division, as you can see here. As far as a goalkeeper goes, he's been really solid. So I like Rafael. 40 quid, that's not bad. Classic keepers, like you just seen there with the threes, you're kind of looking at 20 to 30 quid. But for limited scarcity, better team, I don't mind that. Alexandro just went back to Brazil as well. And like Flamengo, one of the better teams. So I think like I would probably, like if you're just after summer, I would be a wee bit more inclined to have like maybe 8 Brazil cards. You've already got MLS there already, and then try and get some MLS classics to kind of supplement it. But the good thing about the Brazilian league is like you can see the players that work and the ones that don't. Now some of them can change your mind. Paulinho here maybe looks like he's not up to much, but Paulinho, his problem is he's always injured. But when he's fit, he can get on a run. You know, he is a good player. Him and Luis Enrique, I think it was on the last page here. I'll go back to show him. Oh, Ramelow. I like Ramelow, by the way. I know Sorare Holland might not agree, so I don't think he was that good in Holland, but I like Ramelow. His SO5 scores were good, but maybe not IRL. We Phil, I don't think he's doing that good there. Don't think they're that happy with him. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Let's go back a page. Is there any rare goalkeeper who plays this week under a fiver? Rian Patel, a rare keeper under a fiver? I'm going to say no. Gregori is back in Brazil. That is a very powerful card, because I can tell you before I click on this, he is going to have like 45 duels won and like 12 tackles, isn't he? 1 tackle, 4, doubled. Let's see. Duel 1, 17, lost 2. How did I know that? Gregor is a boss. Like I thought he'd have done way better at Miami, because he went to Miami off the back of playing like this in Brazil. Gregor did good in Brazil, and Ramelow was a pain to watch. Yeah, I thought you'd say that, Holland. But Gregor, like for under a fiver, man. I mean, what are we doing? Come on. Him, Telles, like you could build a quality squad here for under 50 quid, like very easily. Some of them are older, right? But you know they're probably not going to leave for the most part. Some of them are just back in Brazil, so there's less kind of jeopardy on them, like flipping back over to Europe. I came back here to look for Luis Enrique. I don't know if I've missed him or if he wasn't on this page. There he's there. I'm a big fan of this guy. Under 23 as well, by the way. And I think there is some rumours of him maybe being linked back to Europe. But he is too good to play in Brazil. So the longer he's there, like, the better he'll be in there, you know. So getting back in the Brazil team as well, by the way. Kyle Jorge failed at Juve. He's maybe not, he's not doing bad in Brazil, is he? But he's just not always playing. But I think if you're looking at that in the summer, like, you'll build a boss lineup, a good differential lineup as well, because there's no cards for these. So Alex Telles has got limited cards. All these guys have got limited cards for the most part. I mean, limited as in they're not going to get new season issues, and there's not that many that exist right now. So they're good differentials. And you can see with some of the scoring power of them. Dimitri Payet was there. We've not even looked at him. I think he's doing shit over there, but to be honest with you. And I've not mentioned Memphis Depay because we don't really know how long he's going to stay in Brazil, because Corinthians do have some financial worries. Depay did good in the last few games. Talk of the devil. Yeah, very good. I think I don't know what's going to happen with him, so it's hard to really talk about him. Junior Alonso, I think he gets international utility. Yeah, he does. So I really like that, mate. Older Brazilians have gone home to retire, not worried about them leaving. Yeah, same. And they could play for fucking ever. Look at the age of Thiago Silva, you know what I mean? Steve Clark is going to end up in Brazil. I'm only joking, Rico, man. I couldn't believe after Steve Clark left Portland that he went to Houston. I just couldn't believe Houston took him on, but so anything could happen. The reason I'm saying this, I find it hard to imagine a team wanting him, but it's already happened, so no reason to imagine it couldn't happen again. And yeah, is there any other players here that are worth? And again, there'll be players that go back to Brazil, maybe in this transfer window. Maybe one or two of them leave, so you maybe need to be a bit careful. Isn't Chichi linked to Botafogo? I couldn't tell you. Casio is like 80. Yeah, he is. He's fucking old. I've always been a huge fan of this Marcos Antonio, by the way. His 80 is okay. It's not that great, but he is a really good football player. Could do better. For £1, is it worth having him? I don't know. And I've been really motivated to get into Brazil on Sorare for the last couple of seasons, but I've just never had the brain power or the budget to go and like bring some guys in. I do have some guys that have moved there. Magno, Christian Pavon. God almighty, I forgot he even existed. Fernando Regis. This Jean Lucas, by the way, he was a good player in France. Not that good in Brazil. But I watched him a few times. I thought he was actually quite a tidy player. And then, like, Acevedo's one of my guys. He's just signed on permanently, so you might see more of him next year. And yeah, I think we're into the dregs of it all, aren't we? Last page. So yeah, Red or Dead, if I was you, mate, this is... Oh, I just seen something on the last page, by the way, so we're going to go back, because that could be exciting. This Vigna, by the way, I've got a feeling he used to be good. Well, maybe just smash that one time. Let's go back. Victor Hugo, I think he did good as well, by the way. No, he didn't. Oh yeah, he did, for a minute. I did see him. Arezzo. I don't know what his problem is, why he's not playing. He's at Gremio. This is like a wonder kid striker. I thought we'd have ended up in MLS, but went to Spain. Never worked out. He's been back in Brazil. Pardon me. £3. There's some really interesting pickups that are dirt cheap at Classic here. Yannick Bolasie? Who the fuck are you playing for? Krichi Kuma. Never heard of them. Had no idea he was out there. Had no idea he had cards, really, to be honest with you. I have seen Alvaro Barriel has been linked to Victoria Guimarães in Portugal, and I'm trying to get in touch with Celtic to tell them to go and get him, because they only want... Cincinnati only want $4 million for him. Oh, brilliant, Cameron. Still got that limited Magno. Thank you for keeping that, mate. It means a lot to me. Love that. Right, okay. We've got some chat to catch up with. I think I've got Bram van Kerkhoven. And somebody else asked about getting a gallery review done. We do the gallery reviews on the channel for members. To get a membership, you just need to click on the join button. It's just below the video today. Or if you go into the membership tab on my YouTube homepage, it's £1 a week. We do gallery reviews every week. We do lineup building every week. As soon as you become a member, the Telegram group's popping off here. Dom's getting involved. As soon as you become a member, you come into the Telegram group. Telegram is just like WhatsApp and Discord had a baby, but it's way, way better. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. And I never mentioned this earlier, actually. Every limited card that I win, that I need to say going forward, isn't in contender, because I'm going to actually be playing limited contender now. We'll talk about that in another time. I've maybe spoke about it a little bit already. I give them away. So if I win limiteds from any, I'll probably will still give away limiteds that I win in there, but I don't want to be under pressure to do it in case I've got something that could help me, because I'm going to be playing it. Yeah, I probably will still give them away actually, because I'll be playing it with other stuff that's established already, so not too worried about that. I don't need to do that running about. This is the way to do it now. Did you skip mine? No, Cameron, you're actually next. So good to see you're back. FM Wonder Kid, is that Arezo? Quinny, coming to join the fun division of Sorare. I love that. Oh, the limited. It's kind of like, I'll touch on it for a tiny second, right? Where did I speak about this recently? I can't remember. Oh, it might have been on the reward video last night. But what it is, guys, is I've got 3 in-season Celtic teams, contender teams. I've got 3 classic teams, of course. But I've now got myself 2 limited Schmeichels so that I can play in-season limited with my leftovers. And I do have enough leftovers where I could play them in classic limited. So that's what I'm doing. Wee bit of a tease of maybe a wee strategy video that's yet to come out. I bought a Balcombe today for like £4 as a in-season limited card, but it's just because I've got all these Celtic collections and then like random other cards that transfer into the region and whatever, where like let's just get 12 Celtic teams out, you know. So I don't want to be under pressure to give them all away, but I probably still will, because I think the main, like, I'm not that bothered about the classic ones, like winning limited cards from them. Yeah, so I think I probably will still give them away. It's just I want this to win money. You know, if any cash it can pull, then brilliant. So yeah, mate, Red or Dead, I think that's the way to go. Because looking at the guys you've got here, you've already got an Everaldo, which is fine enough. I don't know if you've actually just went out and picked these guys up right now, but the firepower you've got here isn't going to be enough up front. You need better forwards. You do need better mids. You need better defenders. And like, if we're looking at classic, because the only thing you can buy now is classic cards. If you want to wait for in-season stuff, that's different, of course. But you know, like, you get better bang for buck in Brazil than you do in MLS. And you should still keep your eye on MLS, because guys like Santi Rodriguez, at 30 quid, I think's a bargain anyway. But he might move, or he might even be 20 quid next month, which is even better. And, you know, copy and paste that against any other MLS player. Then feel free to do that. Then yeah, I would go for Brazil. And if you want to do MLS, you're probably waiting for in-season to come, because it will then further kill the classic prices a bit harder. And maybe you do want some in-seasons anyway, and they're not available now. Hatlogen, you're at the end, buddy. So we've got another, we're on to Cameron, and then Rob, and then you. So if you want to catch the SD show live, I understand that. I like getting involved in the live chat there myself. But yeah, we've got, oh, sugar. I just deleted Cameron. But we know it's Cameron, it's up next anyway. So yeah, it's Cameron, Rob, and then you, Hatlogen. There we go. So Red or Dead, that's the plan of attack from me, buddy. And DBZ Sorare, I love the name, by the way. Can you do my gallery? I need you to pick up your season ticket, buddy. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. I give away all my limited cards, as we were just talking about. You also get into the Telegram group, which is all good fun as well. And we do gallery reviews every week, and we do lineup building every week as well. So 8 streams a month just for you guys. You control the you control the show. You call the shots here in the live chat. So yeah, Halogen, you can have a wee jump about if you like, if you're hopping between streams. Irving Lozano from PSV is going to play in MLS. Jonatic, again, another great shout, by the way. But he is injury prone. In San Diego, like, these new franchises can be really hit or miss. Some of them start and they're like St. Louis and somebody else were actually quite surprising in season 1, but it's kind of dies off a bit, you know, sometimes, so they can be a bit shaky. And Red or Dead have a Fortaleza collection in limited. Was thinking of getting it in rare. If you've got a good knowledge base on Fortaleza, that makes sense. I personally, I'm like a moth to the light with some of the star individual picks that you could pull out there, rather than a collection piece or a collection set. So yeah, you could do maybe a bit of both. And like Rico Man saying, Gregor has been amazing. Like, I think Gregor is really hard to look past at that price. Yeah. So Cameron, let me see what you were after, my man. Cameron M. Can I get a gallery review? Just need some advice as to what is my weakest area or any potential new avenues I could build into. Thanks in advance. Currently challenger only. I was thinking personally my in-season midfield options need sharpening up, as outside the top guys like Veerman, Zorgan and Paxton, there isn't much depth. Mads Jacobs, fist bump. How can I get you to do my gallery? You just need to click the join button. It's just below the video here, and then you get your season ticket. There's 2 options to donate. Donations get no perks, but the season ticket is £1 a week, £4 a month. You get all the limiteds I give away. You're involved in that. We've got a Telegram group. Telegram's just like WhatsApp and Discord had a baby, but way better. And we do lineup building every week on a Thursday. And we do gallery reviews every week at the beginning of the week. So I know today's Wednesday. I'm a wee bit behind schedule. Supports me at the channel. You don't need to give me bank details. You don't need to give me your phone number. Everything's all done through links. Once you come onto the channel homepage, if you're a member, click the membership tab. This is what the membership tab looks like to the season ticket holders. The last post we had was the Telegram group. And it gets you in there. Thought a Fabio Vieira would be great fun for me, especially being an Arsenal fan. Yeah, for sure. Let's jump into Challenger. It's Challenger only, isn't it? We just did lose some players there. I wonder if that's a scarcity thing. Might need to take a wee break for a minute, guys. Just like a 1 minute break. But I think we'll hit Cameron's first and then we'll do that. Okay. It might be easier, Cameron, if I maybe draft some lineups. Let me read your thing again. Just the next direction, where to sharpen, any missing gaps or opportunities we can take. Yeah. You've actually got a really nice in-season rig out already, mate. Got that Dest locked in there, I love that. Obispo's not a bad sleeper card either, he used to be okay. Fabio Vieira we looked at earlier, and he is mad cheap at rare, so he's probably even blooming cheaper at limited, and I think he's a solid shout. Vanaken, Zorgan, Paxton, Sarah, Veerman, and then you think you lose some depth. Well, mate, I don't know how many teams you're trying to play. Yeah, you maybe do after those top couple of rows, but how many teams? I suppose you've got enough keepers, don't you? But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's had Kenny Taylor for 5, Veerman 6, Pote 7, Hainan 8, Delorgi and Eper 9. So you're looking at like 4 or 5 squads worth of midfielder options here. Koosmans, Roth, Mignelli, Schellander, who you're selling, Brandon Horst. You've got both of the Sporting Lisbon keepers. I don't think your midfield's that bad, mate. Let's do a lineup build for a second. That's going to help me compute this a bit easier in my mind. Now, let's just say, yeah, Roth. Yeah, like, defence is really good. Like, midfield. I'm not sure how much more depth you could get into this midfield, mate, to be honest with you. especially if he's staying in region, you know. I think there's maybe a wee bit more scope up front. You do have some of the smash cards, of course, but you've got, except for Arkatoglu, you've got like the veteran smashers. Usually 6 in season, 6 classic. 6. I'm not like actually doing lineup building today, Dares. We're doing lineup building tomorrow. I'm just kind of using this as like a way for me to review the gallery, just having a look at how the chips lie, as it were. Lineup building's tomorrow. It's already booked on the stream, so if you want, you can go onto the channel, hit on the live tab, and you'll see everything that's booked for the upcoming week. And see this notify me. You can just tap that on your phone. It's the little bell icon, and then when we go live tomorrow at 4 PM UK time, notify me, the wee bell. Then you can just put your request in there now if you want, and then I'll see it tomorrow when we come to do lineup building. So where were we? Cameron M. So I want to go into, yeah, like there was a lot of different cards here. Unlimited, 27, 55, 44, 37. We're losing a wee bit. Is it under 23 cards we've maybe got? What are the other regions that you've got in here? So if you're talking about, honestly, I think you're quite strong in that region. I find it a bit hard to see where the room for growth is here. In champion, there's not that much. That's fine. In contender, got one guy. What were those champion guys? Kyle Laren. Forgot he played for Bruges, to be honest with you. Emmanuel Kong, I wonder if you won that from me. That's cool. Hope you keep it. So it's just some extra pieces outside of this, but honestly, like, you've got some great keeper picks across Belgium and Holland. Bit of MLS exposure there as well. Let's change the league filter as well. So let's just look at Europe. Araujo, De Kuiper, Flamingo, Kaebe, Hanko, Michele. Like, the only thing that's missing is a Pascagli, really, isn't it? You've got the Dest on ice already, which is cool. Hartman on ice as well. That's good to have. Free in season 3 classic. Oh, good. Thanks for clearing that up. Thanks, mate. I was like, am I missing something here? Timbo, what are you talking about? Barely played, if I recall. You know what I'll ask for, a gallery review currently. Yeah, okay, cool, Timbo, we'll add you on. And by the time it's my time, it's going to be done and dusted, really. I guess that's the Sorare data stream you're talking about. Timbo, let's add you in. Timbo176, that looks about right. And then Craig Hunt, hey Quinny, could you have a look at me if you get a chance? Need some advice on what to do, yada yada. No problem, Craig. Can you just, I'll search Craig Hunt, but just let me know. Yeah, let me know your club name, Craig. We'll come back to that, no problem. Oh, we're talking about Kyle Laren. Sorry, yeah, 13 games for Bruges. Great advice. I have already loads of Brazilian limiteds and watched Brazil and Argentina leagues, so I have some of those that you mentioned in limited. So yeah, boost my child with Brazil. Love that, mate. Yeah, I'm with you. Need Pote to come back. Yeah, with you there. Hans is selling a neon Buscagli tomorrow. That's fun. Craig H. There we go. Let me copy and paste that. Oh no, I can't copy and paste that, sadly. But oh, let's go here. Craig H. There we go. Excellent. So yeah, like when I look at this, like really, what's going to improve your defence here is Buscagli, really. In midfield for like 3 in season, we've got Veerman, we've got Sarah, we've got Zorgan. That's 1 to a team. You can double up with some of these other guys. You've still got classic options that are handy. And then up front, in season's good, classic as well. Nice injury pickup, by the way, 4 Balikwishes. Yeah, there's a lot of Bruges for Timbo, isn't there? So, yeah, Cameron, like, I think in terms of challenger, like making it stronger, you are only now buying the guys that you don't need me to find for you. You know, it's like Buscagli and, you know, the rest of the crew that are up here. Gykeres is Sverskov, the Nordisland guy we looked at earlier. He'd be a good addition to you. £7 unlimited. Feels pretty handy to me. Egan Riley, £15, a bit punchy, isn't it? Limited scarcity, but Bruma. Is he smashing? Oh yeah, Bruma's still killing. We like Bruma. We like Bruma on this channel. So yeah, I'm not too sure how we take advantage of it, really, like I say, just beyond like just adding in more top end guys on top of this, because like even like Sven Coombs, Quentin Timber, CC Sandra, Stengs, like these guys are all good as well in reserve. I think forward is the only position that I think you're light on, mate, or you need that reinforcement for. Let's focus on in season for a sec. I'm going to leave Denmark in because you've got the quality to carry Denmark, I think. In the break, I mean, you don't need to worry about playing them right away. Like Gykeres, do you have him? No, he's like £50. He's also way punchier than everyone else. But like Santi Jimenez for £15. Now he is just a decisive merchant. He needs. That's quite good if he gets more than one decisive. This is funny with guys like this. He gets one decisive, he's on 60. But if he can get 2, he's quickly on 80. That's 3 there in that case, of course. But in season, £15 feels pretty handy to me. I like Trincao as well, £18. Maybe a bit more of the profile you want for a forward. A guy that's a dribbler, also an assist maker. Ben de Gren, a £5. Noah Lang, £15. I think it's really the forwards are the only ones that in region I think you could get a little bit better quality into your ranks. And in defence it's Buscagli. Midfield is what you identified. Let's have a wee peek at midfield. Is there someone that is good bang for buck that could be just bought and brought? Tag him and bag him, you know. Shea Charles, rinsing it by all accounts. £15 for his card. That championship utility, that calendar. Hwang in the bum. Not bad. I think Tillman for 25 isn't bad either. Haspalat for £1. Feels a bit cheeky, doesn't it? Nico Gonzalez for a tenner. I know you mentioned Fabio Vieira. You could get both of those Porto mids in there. I think they'd be really good. Maybe something as well to think about is like your under 23 cover. Because like I was mentioning that Nordisland, like honestly, like that whole collection is under 23 basically. Doesn't feel like you're really playing this too much because the goalkeeper situ. But you do have them. You've actually got some boss cards. So you could, like, if you find, Cameron, that you're not really getting anywhere, you could, and Challenger, you could very easily have like a really good 1 to 2 lineups under 23 as it stands right now. Yeah, 1 to 2. Mainly 1. Just got Mohamed Cham playing in Turkey now for sets on Trabzonspor. He was good in Turkey for a poor side. Yeah, definitely. Fabio Vieira, Buscagli and Trincao are my 3 person. Yeah, I think you've nailed it, mate, there. In terms of like an opportunity you could take or another kind of side route, I know you're selling the Schellander, and if you're going to do that, fine, go on and do that. But I would definitely start to build an under 23 segment here. Because you've got some high quality. You've got, like, you could be winning under 23 most weeks with some of these players, really. The problem that comes with that is you'll win non-challenger cards at times. But, like, I think that's the only avenue I think you're not tapping into yet that is probably something to be mindful of. So if we try and get the Venn diagram on the go here, we'll select goalkeeper, remove midfielder, and we'll get the age filter on, because we can't. Again, I wish we could just have an under 23 eligible box here. Sorare, if you're watching. Trafford is quite expensive. Lamin's but 15 quid in season. Really covers you on both sides really well. Apollo was out then back in. I don't know what the script is with this goalkeeper, but he definitely is good, man. But all those negative DAs. Now, what was this one? 3 goals conceded. Okay, we can forgive him that. 3 goals conceded. Okay, we can forgive him that. It's not really his fault all the way. Error led to goal. Maybe that's his fault. And then he get bombed out and brought back in. That makes sense. So with his L5 kind of sucking, he's maybe a bit cheaper than what he should or could or was. Robin Rofs, again, 11 quid in season. Toby Lyson in season, 11 quid. I would maybe get one of these guys in. Yeah, Fabio Vieira on set pieces as well. That's a great shout. Really cheap, Fabio Vieira. I really don't get why he's so cheap. Maybe because he just doesn't have in season, or maybe he does actually. Maybe that's a false statement. Sorry, but yeah, I think that's the only, like, you've got the right list there, mate, of the guys you're missing in the region. But I would maybe now start to try and get like Lamins and Apollo or something like that, or like if you're going to save up, maybe get a Trubin or a Trafford. We're just looking at in season now. Can we flip this to classic? Because if it's for an under 23 play, we don't actually need them to be in season at all. But Lamin's classic isn't actually any different to in season. That's interesting. Apollo, you're not saving that much to make it worthwhile. I would just buy the in season one of him. Trubin, you get 25% off essentially. Maybe that makes it a bit of an easier pill to swallow for like Trubin. What was Trafford? Yeah, Trafford and Trubin classic makes some sense because of the price point that they come to. But for the other guys, you're as well buying them in season if you are going to buy them. Yeah. And then, like, as well, Cameron, because if we do that, right, let's look at your lineups and what you've got going on. Challenger in season, D2, D2, D3. Challenger Classic, D1, D1, D3. So, like, if you're looking at this, like, priority 1 and 2 is Division 2, the 2 entries you have here in season. And then priority 3 and 4 is going to be your Classic Season 1 and Season 2. So if you're building 6 lineups at the moment, I would maybe... this is a throwaway team, as you say, right? So there's maybe not much going into that. But these last 2 teams, I would maybe try and sideline them for a minute. Maybe you've been doing this a little bit already, so you've got an under 23 team into D2. But I would... you want to build your lineups out now with some goalkeepers, I think. Quinny from Charleroi is better than Apollo in my opinion. In my option, but my opinion. He was just back from comeback. I did see that guy's name. What was it again? Quinny. I've not seen as many of these guys, so I'm open to suggestion, of course, open to be corrected. Yeah, he certainly does the job. He certainly does the job. His negative decisives, but what are they? Own goal. Penalty conceded. Free conceded, that's not a problem. And what's this? Error led to goal. So, yeah, I kind of like some of his scores are really good. He's not much different in price to Apollo, really. Apollo's way younger as well. I like classic Trubin so much. 33 quid, I don't know if that's a budget, but Trafford, like Charlie Dunbar was telling me that Newcastle really want him, so hard to imagine it's a mid-season transfer though. But that's not a long-term play for you. Trubin, again, I fancy him to move to Chelsea quite soon, so. And somebody mentioned about him going to Real Madrid, like, they've already got Lunin, who's just signed a new contract, and they've got Courtois, so I just don't see how they get Trubin. Like, you need Courtois to leave, and they'll probably still have Lunin, and then it's them two probably just fucking fighting for it most of the time, you know. So, like, yeah, it could happen. Like, he's definitely good enough, and their policy is similar to Chelsea's, that it's just buy the best under 23s, you know. Owusu Oduro as well, 14 quid in season, just back in the team. I don't know why he get bombed out, but I think that's the next move for you, Cameron. Once you've, like, I'd probably say fill out that list you've got here. Where was it? Fab Vieira, Boscagli, Trincao. I'd get them, and then, like, go and get 2 of these guys, these goalkeepers. I think that's the way to move, mate. Alright, guys, I'm going to take a wee pause for the cause. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. We had some late add-ons, which we don't mind doing at all, because my evening's been totally cleared. I'm not like running between A and B or anything like that, which is great. But I'm going to take a little toilet break. I'll be back in one memento. But when I do go, it's not... Oh, do you know what I could do, actually? So I'm going to put the... We've got a wee music page on, but I can put the chat box on, and then you guys... you guys will run the show, right? No, don't let me down. And what I mean by don't let me down is, like, don't, like, swear and all the rest of it, you know. But this chat box thing's kind of annoying, because when I change pages, it seems to kind of half reset or whatever. But I'll be back in 2, guys, okay? Wait, sorry about that, guys. Thanks very much. The Henry over Rooney. I thought we'd have got a wee bit more action like that. But thanks to everyone for your patience. Rob C is next up. And let's have a peek. What's Rob after? Rob, where are you? Rob, Orlando, fun. No, that's not it. Orlando are fun, by the way. I meant to mention that at the time, but Orlando are a good kind of ROI team. Orlando are generally quite attacking, you know. They normally do pretty well with their DPs, their designated players. Rob C, hi mate, if you could have a little look and help me for the next few weeks if possible. Lots of breaks at the moment in Contender and I'm short of a few positions. Do I just play one or two lineups or buy a few? Inter Miami and Galaxy, transfer dependent. I've got... Oh, sorry, that's another thing. So let's have a peek. What do we have in... did you say Contender specifically? Yeah, you did. Let's have a look. So filter buying leagues. Okay, so we want Bundesliga 2 is on break throughout Christmas. I think Smartbank is still playing, isn't it? France isn't. Serie B is. They're all gone. I don't think Croatia's that bad, but it's just really Scotland, isn't it? That play all the way through. So let's see. We've got Casper, we've got Butland, and we've got... Let's check. Pardon me. La Liga 2 for a sec. 2 seconds. Kids are asking me to go play with them. Right, so who are we on here? Elche, no, Racing Santander. So let's see. Yeah, no, they don't actually play through Christmas. So let's remove Smartbank. Apply. Serie B do. I've already kind of checked that from my own gallery. So we've got Butland and Schmeichel. In defence, we've got... You've got 2 teams going. Easy. You do have 2 teams. But you could have 3. I think that's what we can see here. Trusty and Scales are kind of handcuffed on each other in essence. Definitely get 3 teams of defence here, I think. Midfield, you need midfield, mate. And forwards, you can get away with 1 forward. You could just... So, yeah, I would probably... Depends what your budget is, right? Depends on what your budget is. Let's just put into this game week here, right? Just as an example, 1. Contender in season. Schmeichel. AJ. Gap. Kuhn. And then 5th man, let's say Trusty. Save. And then for the other team, you're going to go Butland, Tavernier, again Gap, Dessers. Oh, you got Berardi, classic. And then 5th man, let's just say Suter. Although I think he missed the final being injured, so I don't know what his script is. So maybe need another defender for cover. Excellent. So let's even just delete Suter. So this is the way I would look. Yeah, mate, I would get 2 mids, no problem. I'd get 2 mids and then an extra. So what do we need? What do we want? I've not really been scouting for Rangers players, so I don't really know who to look at here. But we're definitely after mids as a priority. If I do that, and then I wonder if I click Scotland. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Make it easy for me. And Lennon Miller is an easy get, but I think you want a Callum McGregor. And goes at £4, isn't he bad, by the way? Because he will get games. Got a feeling he'll come back into the team shortly. It feels like for me a little bit that Bernardo has had like his shot of starting. And it's not necessarily that he's going to, like, he's not done good enough and he won't stay in the team, but Bernardo really helps us against Aberdeen in Europe, Cup finals and whatever, because he's a bit more defensive, whereas Engels is much more of a two-way player. So I don't mind an Engels at under a £5, but he's not you know, it's kind of hard to rely on him. I think for your Tavernier, Diamandi makes a lot of sense. He's quite cheap and he is like a forward-thinking player. Lennon Miller makes a lot of sense. Plays every minute. Takes sets and stuff. So I think, yeah, Lennon Miller makes all the sense in the world. Lyle Cameron, by the way, isn't a bad shout. Getting the two of them for a tenner helps both those teams straight away. And then, yeah, like I think a McGregor. There's not one for sale here on manager sales, right enough. Will we have a wee peek at auctions? Is there any wee sneaky auctions that could be sniped? No, not really, by the way. How are we looking at instant buy? Oh, we've still got this under 23 filter on. That's why. Let's go back to manager sales. Calmax 15 is in season. Oh, we need yeah, I think we want in season, don't we? It doesn't need to be, but for the Celtic collection part of this, we could go classic McGregor. Do we save much on that? Oh yeah, classic McGregor, easy pickup. Hadji could be a funny one as well, by the way. And McGrath, I'm a big fan of. Yeah, so like, yeah, it depends on what your budget is, mate. But like, McGrath, Bajrami, Hadji, McGregor, Lennon Miller. I would get a bunch of these guys in. I wouldn't get the goal. I wouldn't stretch you so far as to go into 3 teams, but because I think then you've got more pressure to get another forward on the go because Dessers is in and out, and like it depends on your budget and stuff. Let me scroll down because you might be telling me your budget and I've missed it. Let me see. Got 120 in the game at the moment. Was thinking McGregor, but every man and his dog will have him on higher percentage. I'm risking Clarkson at the moment, hoping he finds form. So part of the game you're playing here, of course, like if you put McGregor in here, then it is like you're playing the XP game. I get that, of course. The captain pick is quite vital. That could be a bit of a differentiator as well. But you do have like Berardi, for example, to slide in here as the extra player potentially. As well. Charlie Dunbar, I feel like I'm yet to see a limited contender gallery without a Celtic stack and Berardi or Shaqiri. Should I play in season or classic contender with a budget of €10? If you can get to play in season, I would do that. Like, I really would. Yeah, if you can do in season for it, do it, Pip. Pip Boom! What a name, mate. Fist bump, thanks for joining us. Our new name in the chat. Love to see new names in the chat. If anyone's hiding in the background, let it be known. Shout it from the rooftops and all that good stuff. We'll welcome you in. Raskin's actually scoring pretty well, isn't he? But yeah, I don't think there's anything to stop you getting in. You need 2 mids. I would just get them in. But then, is there a... So I've only put Scotland in here. Do we have Serie B? Do we have Serie B? Yeah, we do. Let's just remove Scotland. Find those differentials to take you away from the McGregor XP battle that you're trying to avoid. I probably wouldn't touch him, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like there's many options there, does there? We're only on midfield right enough, so we could open that up. By the way, see for the budget you've got, a second Berardi. See if you got a second Berardi, you could play Berardi in a Rangers stack and Berardi in a Celtic stack. That feels like it would work. Yeah, Esposito is the one, but like he's just impossible, isn't he, to get? Who is the other guy that's in that team? Is it Lorient or something? Yeah, this guy. £4. He's not too bad either. But yeah, if for that budget, mate, like a second Berardi is never going to be a problem for you. All listed at 70 plus now. Wow, Esposito is killing it, isn't he? Let's look at the defence options. Is there anyone stellar? Here, by the way, this wee kid's not bad. Since this season, he's been like pretty solid, hasn't he, by the way? Also a wee DNP here and there. But for like £6, that's not bad. Jeremy Toyan for £1 as well. Not that bad either, is he? I've got the Mullenstein, and then ever since I got him, look at that L5. Oh, Jesus. Doig, I think he's injured. Oh, who's this guy? Marchesa. Yeah, it's okay. Decisive Reliant. But yeah, mate, I think I would get another Berardi in, and then I would probably go and get like a Hadji or a Bajrami. And you need another mid, so I'd probably get like a McGregor or a McGrath. If you want the differential, Clarkson's fine, but McGrath plays all the time. Clarkson's kind of in and out. This guy's not bad either. But yeah, I think that's a good way to go. Double Berardi. Fill your midfielder spot. A Serie B defender. So let me... Right, Serie B defender. Serie B defender. Berardi. Let's just say McGrath. And McGregor Classic. So £6 just to have in case. McGregor Classic, and then like a Rangers mid. So I would recommend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pickups. 5 pickups to fill these 3 spots, and then you've got that kind of option to pick the fixtures, pick the form, see who's going to help you, see who's going to kill you. I really do think the Celtic thing only does need a midfield card, but I get the point that you're going to be behind people. So maybe then you can take, like if Trusty's a bit shaky, maybe it's going to be Scales or something like that, and play like classic Berardi in there. Or play McGrath. Aye, play McGrath. If we got a McGrath in here, McGrath midfield, and then Berardi Classic for that team there. And then for this team, you've already got a Berardi. You bring in a Hadji or a Barami or whatever. Forget the McGregor Classic, yeah. Let's forget McGregor Classic. And then you've got another Serie B defender. And the reason, so we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, right? A Rangers mid, McGrath, Berardi, and a Serie B defender. And then you've got a wee bit of cover because Tavernier has been kind of in and out. I think he will stay in for now, but you've got that little bit of an insurance policy that, you know, because like how much are these guys costing? Like £2 for that guy? Doesn't feel too bad. Jeremy Toyan was solid. Where's he? He was like cheap as well, wasn't he? We've maybe lost him on the page. Oh, there he's there. £1 for, you know, like, you know, that's pretty tidy, isn't it? Come on. So that's what I would do, Rob. I did hate him at Genk, to be fair. Who's that? Who did you hate at Genk? Let's look at Esposito, because I've not looked at him in a while. I would really love one of them right now, because of how much of a differential he is. None are for sale right now. 45 limiteds, 8 rares. And the last time a rare traded, 21 days ago. 187. It's not a bad price, is it? Just like Italian Barco. Not a problem, mate. My pleasure. If you could get unlimited to this guy, then fucking jump on it. Even if it is like for unlimited paint, yeah, like that's kind of. I know you're saying you should have jumped on it when it was back here. I probably agree with you. You never know, but you might get somebody half desperate. Is there any trader accounts holding one, maybe? Open to offers. Maybe worth a try on him. And do you know what's another good thing to do? QTN, of course, he's got one. I'll show you something else in a second that I like to check for this type of situation. If you want to just send out speculative offers, see if you can get a bite. Esposito, Salvatore, limited. Let's say 3 months, advanced filters, expired listings, right? put that on, right? And then what the grey dots are people that listed and couldn't sell. So Merot's 23 and Titan La Terrible. Merot's 23 and La Titan Terrible. Do they still have? Because you know those guys were open to selling. Now they might have been desperate to buy somebody else and were trying to raise funds. So it might have been a time sensitive thing. I'm not sure they're either. I don't think any of them are holding anymore actually. Yeah, they're all gone. So where is he? Let's go to 6 months. Titan La Terrible we've seen. Merot's 23 we've seen. The Pablo guy, I think I've seen him back there. Digola, Pablo, Dario Vuak, Pablo. Pablo listed a lot, by the way. Did I see that Pablo guy here? Pablo. This guy was trying to sell it mad a while ago. Let's look at what he's up to. So this guy has 2,000 cards. Almost all limited. Kind of hard to imagine you'll tempt this guy mad because, yeah, a bit of a whale account, isn't he? Botcha Fuentes. What does he know? Maybe it's just got mad cheap and he just thought, fuck it, 29p. But see, like, if you would pay like 50 quid for that, see if you, like, you seen what the guy was listing him for, this Pablo guy. Like, he was listing him constantly for like 60 quid, 55 quid. If you don't mind spending 60 quid on him, 60, 65, maybe just send him an offer. Hatlegend, what were we after? Hatlegend. Can you quickly run through, oh no, let's run through the queue. Let me see. Hatlegend, where are you? Hatlegend. Chat's been on fire today, guys, by the way. Let me know who's all here. Oh, Kerry, I didn't see you earlier on. Fist bump, good to see you. Kesman was such a flop. Yeah, he definitely was in the Prem. Huge letdown. But when he first moved to Chelsea, like, that Chelsea team that year, like Kesman, Mutu, Crespo, it was like the best team for Football Manager or like FIFA or Pro Evo or whatever, ever. He was good in the game for one season before they nerfed his stats. Mind having a look at it. Hey, evening Quinny. I've started venturing into Rare with a focus on U23 talent, mainly in the Prem. Other than that, I'm only playing Prem Bunde Champ at the moment and Limited after selling out of the other cards. Mind having a look at it and maybe giving some cheap U23 tips? No problem, mate. Oh, David Wash. Oh, so I see the cut of your jib, mate. I really like that. These kind of, yeah, under the radar guys a little bit. I know maybe Rasmus and Apollo aren't quite under the radar. Damsgaard, fine. But I like what you've got here. That's them all, isn't it? Yeah, 9. So we've got our keeper. We've got 2 defenders. And I guess you want to keep it Prem-based. Buonanotte and Damsgaard and Rasmus. You've got one solid team here. Awesome. Right, so let's have a look at the old Venn diagram again. What we're after, Hatlegend. Let me get back to the chat. I picked up a rare Ross Laidlaw for 5 quid trade. Sorare Data says he'll start. Oh, Rian Patel, I wish he messaged me, mate. I don't think he is going to start. Sorare Data is not the source for that. The backup keeper is mad cheap. I don't know if we've got a projected team in yet. I've got 2 Laidlaws, so if he's going to play, that's great news for me. But, can he... Oh, mate. I wish he messaged me before he did that. My only worry is I buy him and he goes to Serie A and becomes useless. That's my kind of luck, Rob. See, on Esposito, yeah, that's a real fear. That is a real fear. Because he is doing good. He's getting a bit of publicity now. He will be back in January, I think. I think he'll be back in January too. He does start when he's fit, but the backup is Jack Hamilton. Rian Patel and Jack Hamilton, like, is cheap. Cheap. It's like £2. I'm sure it's Jack Hamilton anyway. I was looking at limited keepers earlier on. I don't know if you caught that part of the show when I was talking about what I've got going on at limited, but yeah. I know your budget was a tenner and you've already just got a Laidlaw. I don't think he's playing this weekend, mate. And this guy will play until he's back, until Laidlaw's back. Double decisive. Pen save. Well done to him. So yeah, that's the backup. If you want to handcuff it, if you've got the budget, £2 extra. 20% of your budget, but probably more of that on 2 keepers. Yeah. But you say that, I agree with you, Charlie, but I think Esposito's been... Like, Spezia got relegated a while ago. The thinking behind getting Prem players, even though they're more expensive, is that they're better footballers. Yeah, I'm right behind you on that. I got the rare one, Rian Patel. Interesting. A rare Jack Hamilton. Isn't that bad either. But I thought your budget was a tenner. Or was it a tenner for 1 card to activate something? Amatucci is another U23 Serie B mid that, if available, everyone should try to get their hands on. Amatucci. Let's have a wee peek at that. Oh, yeah. That's a bit of me. Amatucci. Just don't know with some of these guys, do you, by the way? Because he'd have been shit at Fiorentina. And I think they're bundles as well. I might be wrong on the bundle thing. I think they are. None for sale right now. Wow, just none for sale period. Even at limited. Amatucci. Very good looking guy. So yeah, at rare, like, we're just after some good budget. I think a forward would be the thing to look for. And again, like, I don't mind the... I get the Venn diagram of going after the Prem ones because, like, how far can they fall in their career thereafter? I can get behind that. So let's say forward. Now, I wonder if it will work this way. If we do under 23 here, and then tournament. Oh, is this maybe the way to do it? Oh, this might work. Oh, nice. The filter, we can kind of do it the other way around. Or can we? Oh, the wrong Premier League. Sorry, it's Scotland. I was wondering why that Igamani came up there. Now I've got anything on, so we can see classics or in season. Is that right? Yeah, all. Mate, Madueke for £25. I know he's not like a prospect, he's like a proper player, but that feels very good value for money. Almost half the price of a Hoyland. That feels wrong. Morgan Rogers at £30, by the way, that's not bad either. Yeah, I think that's the top shouts there, by the way. The Prem won't have much beyond that. If you want to stay in the Prem, which I don't mind, I can totally get behind that. But yeah, I think Madueke. Nico Jackson's like 3 times the price almost. Madueke. Like, get that, man. Get that, man. That's the way to go, I think, for a forward. Madueke. There was somebody else that was a claim for as well. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, Morgan Rogers as well, £30. Yeah, they're the 2 ones I'd be looking at. They're not quite in that prospect camp that you've maybe got with some of these other guys that are a bit more established. This guy's a good prospect for a fiver. Rodrigo Gomez was very good in Portugal, and if he's not making it in Wolves, they might ship him out. The Aussie guy that's at Newcastle, Franca. Like, if you're after just guys that aren't playing, there is some really good ones here that aren't playing that if you're waiting for them to leave could be good options. But yeah, I thought he was, by the way. That caught my eye. This guy's a rookie. This guy had a really good reputation. A really good reputation when West Ham bought him in the summer. That is a nice rookie card, isn't it? I've not seen the back of the rookies. That is sick. Not kicked a ball in anger yet. But yeah, like, he had a good reputation coming out of Brazil. 17, 18 years old. So if you're after that kind of prospect thing, I like him. And then there's some other guys on the other page there, like Franca and somebody else, the Gomez guy at Wolves. And Ciso will leave on loan soon. I heard Harry Trades reading his crystal ball and giving us that forecast. So, and Ciso, I always forget he's got a forward card, but yeah, that could be really good. Like if he goes to like Porto or like Holland or something like that, I could see it. The problem with Enciso is if he goes to like Italy or Spain, he's probably going to not be too different a card. He was at Juve last season, wasn't he, on loan? That wasn't Enciso that did that, am I right? No, it couldn't have been. Who was it that went on loan to Juve from Brighton? If it wasn't Enciso, I forget who it was. Was it the... Oh, crap. I have a Brennan Johnson and Igor Thiago for the Prem. If I don't have the Buscagli by then, you'll see a KDB. But open to venture into other Champ Leagues. Budget is about €50. Timbo, love it. I think you're up. Timbo, you're up next, yeah. After this. Prem is not a restriction, more a preference. Okay, cool. Let's remove the Prem from this then. And I'll keep it champ based, right? Because of your theory that you're trying to build there. Guys that start higher, like if their career was to go backwards, you know, they're going somewhere good anyway. Might even improve as an SO5 prospect. So let's see if anyone else kind of jumps out at us, because I might be able to find you a better little sneaky one if we've got a bit of a broader brush to paint with. But fuck me, Moses Simon for 12 quid. He's not really a prospect either, is he? Oh, he's not. Oh, we've lost the U23 thing. Oh, because I clicked champion like a dough ball. So click under 23. And then tournament. Bundes. Prem. La Liga. Serie A. French Championship. And let's see what we're cooking with. So we're looking for a nice wee... There's the other Esposito. He's not as good, but... Wow, classic Take for 36 feels good to me. Half the price of a Bino Gittins. Almost half up João Pedro. Beltran. Not a bad finisher, but not a great card. I'm a big fan of Ndoye. He's not a great SO5 player, but in real life he's really good. Fabio Silva for 17 quid. I can't really recommend him because I just fucking hate his guts after what he was doing at Rangers against us. He was just a bit of a brat. Cravadonna for 94 doesn't feel too bad. I kind of get away from Madueke at 25, but... Will anyone show up to be better than him? Jonathan Burkhardt? Yeah. Potential injury as well. Gustav Isaacson for 12 quid. For 12 quid, by the way, that's not too fucking shabby, is it? He's quite nailed in the team at the moment. But there is rotation with midweeks and weekends to worry about. I think you should buy Ross Laidlaw rare out-season card. There is one at £3.66. That's not a bad shout. I've got 2 in-season Ross Laidlaws, and I don't know if I want... Well, there's that Walter Maddy, by the way, that somebody mentioned before. But he's now at Stuttgart, and at £25, you'll be rotating with guys and stuff. It's not better than a Madueke. Like, no question, I won't hear it. See, if he was a bit cheaper, by the way, he would be a clutch pickup. Francisco Conceição. Is it that Simeone that's playing for Atleti? It is. He's not that great SO5 wise, but if you're after prospects, this is your guy. Moliero. 16 quid. Big fan of that. Asan Diao, I'm a big fan of as well. Not that great SO5 wise, but Zaragoza's injured at the moment. Morgan Rogers at 31. Again, hard to look past that. Feels like the Prem guys don't really get an under 23 premium because you're probably playing them in Prem comp or Champ, so you're not really going to find the premium isn't on them. You probably don't find many of them in under 23 as a result. Pardon me. I like this Diego Lopez guy, but I wouldn't waste your money on him right now. I really like this guy, Alvaro Rodriguez, is just a bit of a prospect. You know, young Real Madrid academy kid on loan at Getafe, starting to get a goal or two. Scored for Real Madrid in the derby last year as well against Atleti, and became like he got some aplomb from. This is for Real Madrid against Osasuna off the bench and against Atleti off the bench. So I quite like him as a prospect. If you're after like sheer prospects, this is his only cards, but so 18 quid. Again, I would not buy it over a Madueke. I think that's kind of all we're going to see here for forwards. Oh, that Misawi guy, I like him, but he's not really doing too good. No point in checking him because he's not doing good. I wouldn't recommend him. I think for forwards, it really is. Igor Thiago is not bad. He's a Brentford now, isn't he? Don't know how good he'll be, but Faris Chaibi is in a really good spot at Frankfurt, but isn't really delivering the same way that Marmoush and Ekitike are. And let's check this for midfield for a moment. Who were your midfielders again? Yeah, Buonanotte and Damsgaard. Elliot Anderson for 23 quid is pretty mad. A wee bit more expensive than your Damsgaard, for context. I like Dario Isugo as just a raw prospect. Very good all around. Soboslai for 37 isn't bad crack either, by the way. Rocco Reitz is a very good AA machine. £16. Also, if they age out next year, I'm probably not interested. Does Madueke age out next year? Because I know I've been banging on about that, so sorry if he does. Let's check that. No, he's got another year of it, mate. Madueke's good to go. Adam Wharton, if he got a little bit cheaper, by the way, because he's not in the team at the moment, and he is a great prospect. I really like him. There's Moliero's a forward, as a mid as well. Mid and forward cards, interesting. Ben Seger at 45 is a wee bit much for a classic, isn't it? Kudus at 25. When does he age out? And Kudus is actually primed to step up rather than go backwards, isn't he? Yeah, he ages out, so probably patch him. Iliash Moriba is doing good this year. 12 quid for him. An AA machine. Lavia, a wee bit expensive for how in and out he is. If Onana gets fit again, that's not going to be a bad price for him. Chotard, played in France Olympic team. Starting to get a wee bit of form maybe. France Youth Internationals always turn out pretty good in my experience. No, not always, but often enough. We've got Andre here. How old is he? 22. The Wolves guys are alright, but Wolves are hard to back emotionally, aren't they? Kobe Mainoo's not bad at 36 either. A wee man's injured at the moment, but he was getting in the England team. Under a fiver for Angel Gomez, if you can wait for him to get fit again. Chukwuemeka apparently is on the move, so that could be a good move buying him now. Can't remember who it was that was after him. Was it maybe AC Milan? But somebody decent was after him. He could be an overnight hit. Mikey Moore, rookie card is a lot of fun, but no utility at the moment. And I'm going to have a peek at defence for a second. I like your defenders you've got, Branthwaite and Kirkes, but if somebody was to just spring out as being like, oh yeah, he looks the part. Like Kusanov here, but he's 70 quid now. Lewis Hall, 90 quid now. Wilfred Singo, probably ages out soon, but yeah, Dingy Singo. This guy Nathan Zizi, by the way, he is. So I found a nice thread and sent it to Harry. It was about under 23 ball playing centre backs. The Wolfsburg guy who's popping is on it. The Uzbekistani guy was popping on it, and this guy was on it. He's super young. He isn't nonce or pretty shit. And he's maybe not going to help you too much SO5 wise, but he's very young. France, again, produced some quality ass players. £6 for him. And look at Kulieras, he was on the list as well. But this guy, he's £70. Much better, of course. Pay a lot more for him. And Kubarsi's 70 quid. And Chappie's probably close to age now. 8 Nuri, I can't believe, is under 23 this season. It feels like he should be like 27 now. But it must, yeah, he's been around since he was young, hasn't he? Sasha Boy just can't stay fit. I've seen today or yesterday he's picked up another injury. Miguel Gutierrez for a tenner, definitely pick him up, because there's a lot of Man United links to him, and as much as I don't want my players to go to Man United, I think he will become really good at Man United if he made that move. Anywhere he goes next, he's going to be good. He's probably the best left back on the market right now in terms of like the IRL transfer market. A tenner for him at Classic, I think, is very good. Very good bang for buck. Frimmers is 15, you know. Vanderson, I think he's been getting shouts for the Brazil team. He's pretty good. Been suspended twice this year already for double yellows, so ideally I wanted Igor to stay at Bruges. Hated it in the beginning when he wasn't performing, but yeah. Genesis is crazy for that. ZZ, well, that tells you everything you need to know. Genesis is the French aficionado, so if he's mad for him, I think it's a safe assumption that he's a baller. So ZZ, definitely add him to your list then. That's the stamp of approval we need if Genesis is after it. Mikhaila Faye's my boy, but you know, 20 quid is a bit punchy. He's not got many cards. He has been suspended and now they're on a break, but big fan of Mikhaila Faye. Gee, I think that's about all I can dig out for you, buddy. Oh, Luca Nets, £2 for a Classic. This guy, what was it? I seen he had something on the go. $10 hours ago. AC Milan and Roma planning to move for Luca Nets. Now, if he goes, oh, Jesus, that's going to be a pain in the ass for me and Angelino. They're not actually overly great moves, but you know he'll go there and he'll play. Theo Hernandez was getting booed off the AC Milan fans, so I don't know if he's a succession plan for him. But he's currently what? Where's Luca Nets? £2. Maybe he doesn't leave in January, he's just coming back from an injury. So if he just keeps playing for Gladbach, you know, you could get those types of scores. So you're kind of maybe crossing your fingers he doesn't transfer. But under £3, that's a great bit of defensive cover, I think. Timbo's went and bought some players. Mika Marmol for a £5. Like, sign me up for that, man. Mika Marmol is ball playing centre back. Just needs to get into a better team. But I like Mika Marmol a lot. Calafiore. Funny to see him so far down the list, as it were. Ooh, Scalvini on his way back from injury, 13 quid. He is injured at the moment, but they're on a break. Scalvini. And again, he's either going to come back and do great for Atalanta, but someone is going to snap him up. Jalkin Calves says Jamie Lawrence. We'll check him out and we'll move on to the next one. Jamie Lawrence. It was rares we were looking at, I think, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. By the way, Jamie Lawrence, what have you been smoking? Toronto are a shit team. Big Austrian break. You're not going to see him play again for a while. But by the way, what's his deal? Was he on loan from Magdeburg or something? That's a great card. Great shout, Jalkin Calves. By the way, chat has been on fire, can I say? Chat has been on fire. THB as well. Like, yeah, I'm a big fan of THB. But I just don't know what his future is. Does he stay in the Championship if they get relegated? I know he's been desperate to play Prem. He does have good scores. I'm a huge Harwood Bellis guy. A tenner. I think we've seen better guys. But yeah, Halogen, that's the way I would go with some of those rares we just seen there. Depends on your appetite for a guy that's going to play now or if it's a pure prospect. But I think across all three positions there's definitely a lot of food for thought. Right, Timbo, we need to refresh your page because you've got a special Buscagli in the building. Love it, mate. Right, Timbo, I'll put my request in here because I haven't done it really. I know the next step for my challenger is obviously the PSV stack, but looking to dabble into the champ side of Sorare. I have a Brennan Johnson and an Igor Thiago. If I don't have the Buscagli by then, you'll see a KDB. So you're going after one of them. But open to venture into other champ leagues. Budget is around €50. Brilliant. So let's look at champ. What are we cooking with? Get rid of the commons. Ooh, nice. Don't know this guy. I don't know. Well, I know Campbell, so I don't know the arcade. Got Brennan, Bayer, Thiago. Right, so we've got forwards. Cool. So for 50 quid, let's see if we can get the league specific. Now they're kind of all over the shop, aren't they? Bayer, Germany, England. Okay, so let's have a look at building a squad for 50 quid to fill this out. Position. Oh no, it's just Harwood Bellis we're on. Manager buys, all limited. Leagues and comps. Let's say Bundy and Prem. And let's go to mid. So we've got 50 quid, right? We've got Brennan, Bayer, Thiago. So do we really play one forward or two? I'm going to say let's build it as if we've got one forward and we'll kind of reverse engineer it from there. Bischoff for 9 quid and Amiri for 6 quid. Feels like that's a 15 quid well spent. Elliot Anderson for 3 quid. Gravenberch for 9 isn't bad. I like Tielemans at £3 as well. Honorat for £1. Right. So, Honorat, £1. Julian Brandt at £3 is really good, but he is injured right now. Shaka's not bad. Elliot Anderson, EA, £3.50. Angelo Stiller, by the way. He's the guy with the big schneb, isn't he? Yeah, Stiller. I like that. £9.76. Amiri's just too good to look past, isn't he? Amiri, £6.18. So right, on midfielders we've just spent The thick end of 20 quid. We have 50. So 20's gone on mids. If we were to buy them all. Let's go to defence. And we're after bang for buck. Now, let me scroll down in case you're talking to me, sorry. I forgot Bayer and Masovic and Campo were in the gallery. I don't want dirty ex-Anderlecht players in my gallery. No problem. Did I have... Oh, Harwood Bellis. I was thinking, who's the dirty ex? I don't know, was there anyone else? Hornerat, Elliot Anderson, Stiller, Amiri. I don't think any of them played for Anderlecht, but I'll bear that in mind. Rom, while he's injured, for £3. Rom. It's quite Bundesliga-centric, the midfielders I've got, because I think, like, if we look at the mids again for a second. Oh no, we got Elliot Anderson, didn't we? Ignore me. We did get Elliot Anderson. And we'll maybe focus a wee bit, we'll maybe double back if we've got change left over. But I like the idea of, like, Lewis Hall for £7. Koulirakis for £7. Benzabaini for £3. Yeah, Rami's £3. Big Mavropanos for £1. He's not doing that bad, is he? Ashley Young's 60p. It's kind of like, why not, isn't it? For 60p. Young. 60p. And there was somebody else I liked up here, yeah. Jedi Robinson. And he is let's say £7.50. So it's that £14 Rom, injured, Rami, Young, Jedi. Yeah, I quite like that. We're looking at kind of double mid. Okay, cool. And we're only going to get one keeper. So this is like to build one team with. So we've spent 33. Let's call it 35, right? Just to round up in case I've not counted the pennies properly. Spent 35 on 4 mids and 4 defenders. Which leaves us with like the 15 mark. Trap. Muric. Vasilj. Could we get 2 keepers? Oh. Could we get 2 keepers? It's not out the realm of possibility, by the way. Wee bit annoying for Hideki in and out a wee bit at the moment with him having Kovar in that squad. But yeah. Tielemans and Ta. Yeah, Tielemans was like £3, wasn't he? Tielemans and Ta is going to move to Barca in the summer. Tielemans and Ta can get behind. You want the handcuff though. But for the goalkeeper, you think that's a good move for Team 1? Could be, I suppose. Or for Trapp, yeah, you definitely want Trapp's handcuff, 1000%. That would probably take us over budget, but we definitely need to put that on the shopping list if you get Trapp, because that's a ticking time bomb. We did a great video, I think it's great anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, on backup goalkeepers last week. So feel free to check that out if you haven't done so already. I really like Vasilj at £6. If we get Vasilj at £9, then that should leave us, yeah, not that much for keeper 2. Could actually get Bauman. We could actually get Bauman and Vasilja in at that. I'm tempted to try and push Muric into it, for us to go back and count the pennies. So what we'll do, right, is let me open a different tab. Jonathan Tah you liked, right? So let's go and get Tah, and we'll swap him for someone I had. Jonathan Tah, limited, is £6. Who did I have in defence? Jedi Robinson for £7. Right, so let's forget. Or we could just get... Alright, okay. So we've got Brennan and Bayer. That's why I kind of wanted some Prem in here so that you can use the Brennan. But let's imagine we take out the Premier League defenders, Jedi Robinson and Young. And then we get Tah, £6.10. We save ourselves a little bit there. So £6.10 for him. Rom, injury discount thing. Let's forget that for now, right? So if we get... So that's another £3 off. So if we get Tah and Rami... That's £9.10 for 2 defenders. We've got Honorat. Let's forget Elliot Anderson. We've got Honorat for a... Oh no, actually, yeah. You wanted Tielemans. Let's look at Tielemans. How much was he? £2.88. I thought he was like £3. Yeah, so £2.88. Right, so Tielemans £2.88. Honorat £1. Let's forget Stiller. Okay, so we've got Tielemans, Honorat, Elliot Anderson, Amiri. Elliot Anderson and Amiri is like a tenner, £11, £14 on midfield now rather than 20. So Tielemans, Honorat, Elliot Anderson, Amiri. In defence, Tah and Rami for £9. So that means, and then Vasilj for £9. So we've got 18 plus 14 is 32. So we've spent 32. We've got a goalkeeper, 2 defenders, 4 mids, and your 2 strikers. That leaves us 18. We could get a second goalkeeper, but then that'll make me want to get another defender to make sure we've got this. Or do we just get a better keeper maybe? I really like Rono, but I think, like, could we get a... Let's change this to Prem. Could we get a cheap Prem keeper in the mix here? Muric at £8 feels like the play. Muric is an AA machine, but yeah, Muric. Muric, £8. That takes us to 40. Let's just round it up to 41 in case I've missed out some pennies. Right, so we've got Muric and Vasilj in goals. We've got Tah and Rami in defence. We've got Tielemans, Honorat, Elliot Anderson and Amiri in midfield. You've got Bayer, Brennan and Thiago up front. You do have this random guy who's not playing in defence. Let's ignore him. You've got Campo who plays all the time, so fine, he'll be lying around, I guess. So £9 left. We've got 2 keepers. I think we need one more. So for £9, can we get one more defender in the Prem? So we want a Prem defender, and then we're trying to get another forward as well. So in the Prem, we've got £9 left. I don't want to take Young for this, right? Because he's just too old where it's like at some point he's going to let you down probably. I like Joki Anderson, but he is injured and I don't know when he's coming back, so I can't really hold that out as a good option. Mavropanos for £1. Lacroix for £1. Poro for £4. Brandthwaite for £2. Ooh, some decent options here. Reece James for £2. That feels criminal compared to some of these other guys. Wow, Fabian Schär for 60p. Doggy I quite like. He's quite cheap. Leif Davis. Goes with the Muric, which is why I thought it could be interesting, but scores aren't that appealing, to be honest. Wee boobs, by the way. Does the defender card score well, I wonder? Let's look at that, by the way, because wee boobs is coming back up. Wrong camera. SO5 scores. Midfielder averages 45. So let's look at it. 60, 28, 34, 84, 64, 46. Nah, it's not much different, is it? I thought it might have been a wee cheat code we were on to there for a second. Diego Dallo. I think he might get replaced. Livermento for 90p. Livermento and Schär 90p each. That feels like it should be good. As we approach the 3-hour mark. Great stream tonight, guys. Chat's been on fire. Love it. So let's see. Oh, Van de Ven, always bloody injured, but I don't think we're going to find anyone hiding at the back here. So let's see, best bang for bucks that we can. I really like the idea of Anthony Robinson, but out of the remaining £9, he takes up too much of it for us to get an additional forward. Which with, Mazraoui. I'm a big fan of Mazraoui. I think he's going to do very good at Man United. I know that L5 isn't great. 363 away from the 9 is like 4 and a bit, isn't it? No. 5 and a bit. Beg your pardon. Is that a big team? He's got big scores in him. Form recently hasn't been that great. But like, he's going to play all the time. He's got look, no decisives here. Potential injury. Just back soon enough. Yeah, I really like Mazraoui. But equally, like, I don't mind the Mavropanos and the Lacroix. Do you know what? 2's better than 1. Let's forget about Mazraoui at 363. Let's get Mavropanos at £1.22 and Lacroix. Yeah, they're both the same price then. £1.83. So they just come in at basically £3 on the button. Leaves us with £6 for a forward. I like that better. Centre backs are just more reliable to, you can pick the fixture with them a bit easier. And we've got Cunha. Jackpot. Cunha. Pedro Neto at £3 appealing, I would say. If you got Pedro Neto for £3, you could also get Dwight McNeil then. Eva Nielsen's £3. So let's see. Let's say you do have some forwards. You've got Brennan and you've got Igor already, actually. So let's do it. This is the final leg of this, right? We've almost completed the mission. A Bundesliga forward for £6. Because Meyer's fine, but Meyer's not nailed. Or Bayer, sorry, I should say. So £6 forward. Dux is a wee bit out of range, but he would be the perfect get. Same with Kleindenheist. Penda wouldn't be bad either if he was cheaper. Ekatike is just out of range. Player, very, very cheap. Or I could spend a tiny bit more and get Dejan. Kulusevski? Yeah, you could, if you want. Goes with your Brennan. That could work. I like the idea of a Bunde forward, and then you've got proper symmetry. If you are capable of spending a tiny bit more, I would just get Dux. Because he's like £1 more. I'd get Dux. The only striker I've got on the list here. Dux. Right, so from the top, right? Muric, Vasilj in goals, Jonathan Tah, Rami Bensebaini, Mavropanos, Maxence Lacroix, 4 defenders. Tielemans, Honorat, Elliot Anderson, Amiri, 4 mids, and Dux. That's 4, 8, 10, 11 players for just over 50 quid. That's a champ rig out. Two teams of fun, go from there. Timbo! Or you could do Kulusevski and ignore the Dux. Just get another Premier League forward. Makes, suits your gallery, mate. Get the guys you like. Try to. I brought your Tan, your Tielemans in because I can get behind that, and they're your picks, of course. So if you want to do the same with Kulusevski over Dux, I get it. But you've got Brennan, so in terms of that symmetry, covering the leagues and whatever, I would keep your mind open to that. And then finally we've got Craigie. Last one on the sheet. Let's see. We need to scroll all the way back through time here. Craig Hunt. I know nothing about MLS. I think it was your request after that. I think it was. Norwich fan. Yeah, it was way after this. Got to shoot for a bit. Hopefully you're back on later. Yeah, that's no problem. And then you came back. So let me see when you came back. Craigie boy. Craigie boy. Craigie boy. Craigie boy. Hi Quinny, could you have a look at me if you get a chance? Need some advice on what to do. Contender the main focus, to spend and selling some champion to get more smashers, or slowly build champion? Cool. So let's see. This all kind of hinges on what you have in champion, really. Goalkeepers are fine enough. A lot of backups and stuff, which you expect, which is good. Decent. Yeah, very competitive. Like, you've definitely got like 1 or 2 teams here that would be really good. Oh yeah. And then what was the other thing we had? Contender is the main focus. You're down in the bargain basement with me. Debating selling some champion to get some more smashers in, or slowly build champion. To get smashers where, Craig? To get them in contender or champion? My friends from Bulgaria, I'm going to say Kiksanov. I don't know if I've said that totally wrong, I'm sorry. Maybe it's an S at the end. I know some of these B's are S's sometimes. Keksanov. Or is that a V? Maybe is the way I meant to say it. Keksanov. For 15 to 20 euros, I would buy whatever you want, because there's not much you're going to get for that out of either one of them, to be honest with you. Dux, Elliot Anderson, Amiri, Honorat, Bensebaini, Mavropanos, Tah. I took Rom off to save a few. This is what I'm going to skim through before heading into the deadline. Love it, mate. Love it. I wish I had access to the chat. Oh, do you know what I'll do? I'll just open it up on YouTube proper, and I'll type in who I've got here, because I think you've missed somebody. I can't think of who. So let me go into the chat, sorry. So yeah, Craig, let me know. more contender smashers. You already let me know. What a legend. You certainly could do that, because the thing... Oh, shoot, listen to that. Right, okay, so... Vasilj... Muric... Ta... Bensa... Baini... Mavropanos... Qua... And then when this comes in, mate, take a screenshot of it on your phone or whatever. Honorat... Elliot Anderson... Amiri... Dutch. That'll be it for that. There you go. Take a screenshot of that so you've got it. I don't mind not getting a Tielemans. Oh, I didn't have Tielemans on that frimming list. I missed him at the top there. Sorry, mate. It was at the top of the list there. I missed it. So, mate, I don't know. Like, getting more smashers in here, like, looks like you've got full Celtic. What more can you get in defence? Goalkeepers, you're maybe after extra copies. I get that. Mate, who are you missing? You just try to show off? Craig, are you here to show off? Nah, mate, I think you've got everything you need in this region. Like, really what you're missing is maybe some doublers here and there, just to have more options. Nah, man, I would just keep going with your champ stuff. Your champ stuff's good. Like, you've got good stuff here. Like, I don't mind the thought of selling, like, the tertiary guys that are shit, that you're not using. But, like, they seem to be part of collections and stuff like that as well, a little bit. I would just, yeah, mate, I don't really think there's anything. I don't know if I was missing, yeah, nothing, mate, you're probably missing a guy or two here or there, but, like, really, you're not missing anything that's going to slow you down. Yeah, you've not got a usual stack. Oh, that's Timbo saying that, sorry. So, yeah, mate, like, I don't know, maybe, I think this could do with goalkeepers being better. Your defence is quality. I like your defence. It's not got absolute smashers, but you've got everyone that can pull their weight here. The midfield I love. Top row's brilliant. Second row's got plenty of bullets in it. And even some like, you know, Kudu, Slavia, some of these guys down here. Cassidy is maybe moving to Monza. He could be a very good card very quickly. Paqueta's back on form. Soler, big fan of that. And then up front, like, again, you've got Palmer, you've got Isak, Kulusevski. And then some of the other guys that are really quality as well. So, like, yeah, if you're getting rid of like the Mudriks and stuff like that, fine. But you're probably not, because they're all kind of built into each other. Sturmgratz boys now, minus Sherpen. Sturmgratz, yeah. But nah, mate, I think, Craig, I don't think there's an obvious pivot here. Like, oh yeah, this is the move to do, because they both look really good. This needs goalkeepers, and it needs your champion. Needs another... Like, Mazraoui I like. His L5 is holding us back for now, obviously. This second role, like Mavropanos I like, obviously, as we're just speaking about. Kilman can be good. All those other Chelsea guys can be handy when they're fit. Jean-Claire Todibo, I think he'll do better once he settles. But, like, yeah, you're kind of missing, like, Trents and Van Dijk level guys, and one or two of them. Maybe outside of the Prem, but like Mittelstats or Grimaldo's, somebody like that. And maybe a goalkeeper. Like Neuer's fine, he's just signed on. Peretz for the handcuff. Chelsea's goalkeepers are just... yeah. So that's what I would do, mate. Oh, guys. What a stream. What a stream. We've done great. My missus is going to kick my ass when I get off of here, guys. So, wish me luck for that. It's been a great one, guys. I've had a lot of fun with you guys tonight. The chat stayed. How good is that? Yeah, I've been thinking whether I could just be focusing on just Prem or Bundesliga. Now, that I don't mind the thought of, but like your strength across forward and midfield. Forward is Prem. Yeah, forward is Prem. Midfield, Musiala helps us a lot, you know, so if you were to, yeah, I think the goalkeeper's butt is like Neuer, you know. If you were to clean this up, mate, Go all Prem. If you're wanting to clean it up. No problem, mate. Thanks very much for supporting the channel. And Benny, you asked earlier on, sorry, if you were on the right membership. So I will check that real quickly. And that will be a show, as it were. Memberships. Active members. See your members. There we go. And filter. I can't. Can I search? Benny? Nah, it doesn't search you. Can I do by name? No. Right, let's try and find Benny. Benny. Benny, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. Benny, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. Benny. Benny. No, Benny, you're on a donation one, mate. You need to change your thingy magoober. You need to cancel the basic donation and then sign up as a season ticket holder. And as soon as you do, mate, we can get you in the Telegram group. Oi. It's been a great one, guys. Looking forward to giving away some limited cards once we start pulling them for all the members. We'll be doing lineup building tomorrow. Be sure to check that out. Ugh. Wish me luck, guys. Stay out of trouble. Have a good night. Thanks to everyone.
Satara.